Greetings, everybody. Welcome. It's good to see you all. Hope you're doing well today. I'm excited to get back to game development. It's been too long, hasn't it? I'm sorry about that. I don't know. Things happen. Life happens sometimes. You know how it is. You know how it is. Good to see you there, Pi. Welcome in, Killick. Good to see you, Duke1102. Welcome in, Refraction PCSX2. Racing the Beam, Slayer King, Tanil Tadara. A bunch of absolute legends. I hope I didn't miss a name. I'd feel bad if there was like one person singled out that I missed their name. But hello. Welcome in, Sunmilk. G'day. Good to see you. All right. I don't know what's going on. My brain doesn't like to do any work at this time of day anymore. I don't know. I must have exhausted myself over the previous weeks. So we're gonna take it easy today. We're gonna review. We're going to what did I say? Review, revive, resume? I don't know what I'm talking about. I liked alliteration, that's all. We'll get started proper in just a sec. I'm just scrolling through my thing here. I got my cup of tea. I got my list of things to do. Day 13, continue Vault Art. Maybe do final layouts for store room and biolab. Oh, okay. All right, at least I was thinking. At least I had my brain turned on a little bit. All right. There's nothing else to do except for press this button. Hello. Good to see you. Welcome in, everyone. I hope you're doing good today. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what's going on. I'll be honest. I'm like very, very unclear about where we're up to right now. Had a lot going on in the last several weeks. I can't remember the last time we did a dev stream. And I don't know what's going on. I'll be completely honest, completely frank and earnest even. I wish I knew what was going on. But we are here. We are where we are. We got stuff to do. I was planning to finish the game before the end of this month. That's obviously not going to happen now. It's the 25th. Somehow it got to the 25th of March. Yeah, I have been busy. We had a lot going on. I had like a lot of personal things happening lately as well. But we crossed a couple of milestones recently. So that's good, like personal stuff. Just getting past a few of the things that we need to get done, or, there's still a massive amount of things I actually need to do, like around the house and, coordinating some things and getting things organized. I have a lot of stuff to do that, it keeps on bothering my brain. So I need to start writing some of that stuff down and getting plans in place so I can get on top of everything. But hey, that's life sometimes. That's just life. You have a slight sore neck, slight sore neck and headache. Nothing too bad, but yeah, almost. Also, my cat is annoying me right now, probably wanting food. Cats always want food. Even though there's still ample food, of course there's ample food in his bowl. Of course there is. But you know how cats are. If they can see the bottom of the bowl, it must mean there's no food. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes my cat will leave food in the bowl, and then the next day it's no good anymore. My cat doesn't want that food. It's like, that food's not good. You have to dispose of that food. It's like, it's kibble, it's dried food, right? It's not gonna, I don't know. I guess whatever. Cat's fussy. Hey, Karif, good to see you. Welcome. All right, more tea. I need more tea. We gotta start the stream with some more tea today. Also, I've been messing with my camera a bit too much, I think. I think that's about the normal angle that I have it on. Yeah, today we're just gonna take a look at the document, and we'll just pick it up. We'll just do whatever I feel like I can do. This is one of those things you can't always push yourself to 100%. Some days, your best is not your 100%. And that's something you have to get used to in life, right? Especially, when you got a lot going on, sometimes you cannot give what looks like 100%, but it is your 100%. Does that make sense? You have to accept that sometimes. And that's, a healthy attitude to have. It's not lazy. It's not giving up. It's being healthy. Sometimes you have to be healthy, like that. It's tough because you can beat yourself up over it if you're not careful, because you see what you've done and you think to yourself, well, that's nowhere near the productivity that I had last week. And then you go, well, why didn't I do that? Was I not trying hard enough? Did I give up? Like, what's the problem? The problem is that there's not a problem. The only problem is that you're overanalyzing yourself and you're telling yourself that you're not good enough. And the truth is that what you can do is what you can do. Yeah. I suggest a small thing in the mod channel just as a precaution. Okay, let me go take a look at that. Let me take a look at the mod channel. Moderation. I love that idea, Pi. I love that idea. That's a great idea. Hey, Eldridge, great to see you. Welcome in, Eldridge 79. But at least you did something instead of nothing. Exactly. Exactly. Any progress is progress. Even, look, you've seen me do it before on dev streams. I've done a whole bunch of work and then deleted it and backed it out and gone like, that's not what we're going to do. We've done that before. We will probably do it again. That's okay. That's healthy, because what that did, even if you're deleting the work, it taught you something and you learned something, right? And that's good. Like, that's good. But like the reality is, like, at the moment, I don't even know what we're supposed to be doing today. Like, I can see that I want to continue the vault art, and that's probably what we'll do today. But we're behind on the schedule that I had set for myself. My goal was like, hey, we can probably finish this in the next couple of weeks. And I proceeded not to stream as much as I needed to meet that goal. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I'm just going to accept it and move forward. It's fine. Like, you know, I know what's been going on in my life. I've been busy. And you know, you need to be honest with yourself as well. Like, if you could have done something and you didn't, maybe then you're allowed to, like, reprimand yourself a little bit. But in this case, I know what's been going on. I'm feeling pretty good about the fact that I'm online right now. I'm feeling happy about it, so I'm looking forward to diving back in. But yeah, that, just so you all know where I'm at, I guess. I'm gonna take it easy, ease my way back into it. We're gonna figure out what we got to do next. We're gonna reanalyze what it is that is left on the table that we haven't done yet, and just make sure that we're not, like, you know, asking too much of ourselves. And I say ourselves, it's me. I'm not asking too much of myself, is what I should say. Thing that has been on the back of my mind for a while. We all know about the maze situation, but there's the music situation as well. That I don't know how to compose music. I kind of want to do it, but I also think maybe the correct choice in this case is to go and ask someone to do it for me. But we'll see. We don't have to make a decision on that right now. I'd like to get it done. That's the thing. So we're at a point like, okay, maybe we need to bite the bullet, get something done, put somebody else in the ring for music. That might be a good thing to do. But yeah, we'll see. The only thing you're not good enough in is we're saving our eyes from cruel light mode, and probably code formatting. What's wrong with the light mode? Code formatting I don't care about, so that's fine. I'll accept that one. Game dev wise, you're pretty solid, if I can say so myself. Thank you, that's nice of you to say. Also, deleting some code and such is just the way things go sometimes. Yeah, it's not just code though. Assets, code, designs, ideas. Like, we had some stuff that I had in the to-do list that I deleted like last week, I think. Oh, last period that I was streaming. I don't know how long it's been since I last streamed on Game Dev. There are some great retro music creators out there. There are. And I've also had people extend offers to, like, teach me music theory, like basic music theory, like Signal, and a couple other people as well have reached out. So I'm open to it. Yeah, absolutely open to it. I don't know how to do that, what you said, Pi. I'm gonna see if I can figure it out real quick. There's gotta be a way to do that. Maybe it's on the community roles manager. Bam. Bam, I did it. It's been done, Pi. It's been done. Oh, wow. An anonymous gifter gifted me a tier 1 subscription to JavidX9. And anonymous gifter also gifted me a sub to Lana Lux. I don't know these people, so I guess I'm gonna have to go check out their streams now. Wow. Thank you, whoever the anonymous person was. I haven't logged into this account for a little while, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'll have to go check out those channels in a minute. Javid is one lone coder. Who's that? I don't know who that is. You may have seen him on YouTube. Okay, the secret, my dirty secret is YouTube. I don't watch that much of it these days. I used to watch a fair bit of YouTube. These days I watch very little. And the stuff that I do watch tends to be stuff that I like watch to be informed, like about what my kids are interested in. A bit more than... Like, I still like watch the occasional thing, but it's like... Yeah. Like, I used to watch LGR videos all the time. And I haven't watched an LGR video for years now. Like, I literally don't remember. I think I watched an LGR Thrifts video maybe sometime last year or early this year. I don't know. Like, whatever the last LGR Thrifts video was, probably that was the last time I watched an LGR video. And before that, there was, like, probably a big gap. And then, like, people were saying, like, something about other retro YouTubers on the Discord. Retro YouTubers, like... I don't even know who they were. And they were having, like, this whole big discussion about something that blew up in their community. And like, I have no idea who these two people are or who they're talking about or what the situation is, and nobody's like just making a statement that I can follow. I stopped watching it halfway through the video, and I was watching it at 2x speed because it was like a long video. I was like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't know who these people are. Anyway. He's kind of written his own engine, but he does interesting videos on how to do stuff, which is nice. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's cool. I was thinking, after playing Alone in the Dark on my channel yesterday, one of the major complaints I had with the new Alone in the Dark is that it doesn't do control remapping properly, which is a really endemic problem at the moment with... Is that the right word? Did I use the right word? Am I clever? Endemic? I don't know. Really big problem that persists across many, many games that get released. It's very frustrating. Day 12 already gone. Oh man, I screwed up, huh? I already screwed up. Yeah. Thanks, Pi, for the oh, Pi, you now have the power to save the videos. I failed again. It happens. Hey Tony, good to see you. Long time no see indeed. Indeed. I'm sorry about that. It happens. A plague, so easy fix. Yeah, so the thing is, like, you put in your, like, you open the keyboard key bindings menu, you go in and you remap WASD to ESDF. ESDF, I'm not alone. There is a lot of us out there, at least a dozen. Probably a lot more than a dozen, let's be fair, but there's at least a dozen of us. Maybe 2 dozen, you never know. But there's a lot of us that use ESDF instead of WASD because it is like a more correct hand position on the keyboard, for one thing. That's just one argument for it. That's all. And not everyone uses an English keyboard. That's true as well. I don't know how that works for like if you're in a different key mapping. But just to cover this one simple issue, climbing a ladder in Alone in the Dark, you have to press W to go up and D to go down, even if I've remapped it to ESDF. So it should be, sorry, W to go up and S to go down, not D to go down. Sorry, it should be E to go up and D to go down, but it's not. Like, and there's no, like, it doesn't, like, tell you the, and the other thing is, I've remapped a bunch of controls, and the on-screen prompts will use, like, the default control icon instead of the correct one that's been mapped to. And this is a super, super simple, like, this is like baby's first game engine sort of programming technique. If you have a control that you want to map a key to, you virtualize that controller, and you talk to that exclusively from the gameplay code. And you never actually interrogate the state of anything else. You don't interrogate the keyboard, you don't interrogate the controller directly, you interrogate the virtualized control. And that is where your input comes from. And then you map your keyboard to that, and you map your controller to that. And it doesn't matter if you remap the controller inputs or the keyboard inputs, it's always going to be correct. And your game system, then when you want to telegraph information to the player, sending them a message saying like press E to activate, you don't program press E to activate, you say press activate to activate, and you normalize that back to what they've actually mapped it to. And so for me, in my case, it's not E, it's tab. So it would say like press tab to activate. And that's like, So simple. Like, it's extremely simple to map this. Like, it's literally one layer of abstraction, and you're done. And so many people do it wrong, and I see it all the time. It's in AAA games all over the place. It's in indie games all over the place. It's one of the easiest things to do right. I've demonstrated doing it right a couple of times on this channel and on my other channel when I was doing programming on that channel. It's so easy to do. I see people struggle with all the time. I do not understand why a AAA game has that problem. That, like, really bothers me to see it in a AAA Alone in the Dark release, and I guarantee you it won't get patched. Like, it doesn't. I've seen it time and time again. I had the same problem when I started playing Skyrim when that launched. It was like remapping the controls didn't work. It wouldn't even let me remap tab. I had to get a mod to allow me to remap tab, which is crazy at the time. That has since been patched, and I think it's a lot better now than it was back then. But I think that's a lot due to community-driven stuff, right? Community-driven input. Anyway, I shouldn't complain too much. This is not what this stream's about. But I don't know, I feel like maybe I should spend some time and put together a little video about that, or like prepare something that I can do on stream and program like a basic game from scratch, including that stuff, and maybe do like 2 or 3 streams of like making a little like something, like some basic game, and just like saying like, hey, this is how you actually handle controller remapping. You make the abstraction and then you're done. And it's like, it's literally that easy. Like, it sounds like when I say you make the abstraction and then you're done, it's literally that. Like, it's not that difficult. And so many things struggle with it. And like Unity, I don't know if you remember what Unity used to boot up. It would boot up and give you like an interface where you could like map controls, but a lot of games would ignore that, and because they do their own like hand-coded something to like interrogate the keyboard. So even if you changed all of the control mapping on the Unity launcher, it wouldn't respect that, or it would only respect half of it in the game, which is like, it's so bad. And like, for a while, people didn't know how to make a Unity extension, like to make a Unity game have remappable controls from within the interface. Like, you had to do it in the launcher because people couldn't figure out how to do it independently, which is crazy. Like, it's not that hard, but people were really struggling with it. So I guess like this is a thing that people struggle with. I don't know. Long story short. Yeah. Except one would expect any AAA game at minimum to allow you to remap controls. It's so simple. It is so simple. Yeah, exactly, Tony. Better Pinky Space 2 on the side. That's right, Slayer King. That is like another advantage of ESDF, is you have more range of controls that you can access with your pinky and your ring finger and all that. Like, it does give you more buttons to work with, which is great. Like, having Q and W next to you and R and T on the other side, very easy to reach with your index and your pinky and whatever other finger you feel like moving around. So yeah, it's helpful. It's helpful. It's good to mention it though, so maybe some game dev watching this goes, oh, I should implement that. Yeah, exactly. So maybe I'll do like a little mini stream, like a mini game focused on just showing the implementation of that process. And like, I could do it like 4 or 5 different ways, but I'll just like I'll just do whatever feels right at the time. It'll probably be something different that I've not done before. Like, there are many ways to do this, but the fundamental like architecture, the idea of it is an abstraction, virtualized controller that you interrogate that, and you never ever talk to actual devices, because you shouldn't have to think like, oh, are they on the keyboard? Okay, I'll use the keyboard like path, or are they on the controller? Or I'll use the controller path. You shouldn't have to think about that as a gameplay implementer, and like, it's just like obvious, really. Like, I don't know why that isn't. I don't know why it's not done right to this day. It's not a new problem. It's been around for years. One thing I like about the new Unity input package is that it makes remapping controls much easier. Yeah, they have improved a lot of stuff in Unity over the years. It used to be really quite annoying and difficult to work with. It's a lot better now. Hey, Dokomaro, good to see you too. Welcome in. A new collection and previous highlights added to it. Oh, thank you, Pi. You're freaking awesome. Pi is a legend, everybody. And they actually removed that launch time config. Yeah, I haven't seen that in years. I was just that's why I said remember this thing that used to be around. I hope I communicated that well enough. I didn't even think about the controls part. Way bigger fast at. Was that allowed choosing screen resolution? Yes, which now devs provide UI and handle themselves. Yeah, and I think that's the right way to do it. I think Unity was a little bit too like overbearing when they were trying to make you use the launcher to configure stuff. But yeah, Yes. I'm going to drink some more tea. Then we're going to dive into this. Actually, we'll dive into this right now. I'm going to sip some tea while we look at it. Man, that was more than a sip. I like took 3 gulps. It's almost gone. All right, so yeah, you can see on the screen we got day 13, which is technically that's today, and it says continue vault art and maybe do final layouts for storeroom and biolab. So the first thing that springs to mind for me is let's just open up the freaking art package and have a look at it. Krita, which is what we're using to do our illustration work in. So I know I did like another rough sketch. That's what I remember doing last time. So this must be it here. Yeah, so it's yet another rough sketch. Put a little bit more effort into like the look and the layout of it. So like for the most part, I think things will come together pretty well from the look of this. There's a little bit too abstract still in play, but I think for the most part this is good ground to work from. One thing I did say I wanted to try and do is bring some more vibrant colors in. I think what I'm going to do is put like a yellow stripe all the way around the room at like just below the top of the door height here, which I just realized now you probably can't see my entire screen. There you go. So like the door here on the left, just wrap from there up to that corner, wrap it all the way around this room. I wish my cursor was a bit like more visible. Like, is there, if I use, there you go. Yeah, so like wrapping it like around the room, like around this area, a nice yellow line that goes all the way around, and then maybe like a black line, or yeah, probably black or gray, something like that underneath it, just to give it a bit of a highlight, give the walls some bit more interest, because like if we look at Day of the Tentacle artwork again, I'm going to bring it back to Day of the Tentacle because that is like where I'm drawing inspiration from. You look at the images, like let's just look at the right, there's I'm sure there's like a room we'll see really quickly if I just go click on one. Here you go, this is an example. The two-tone walls in this image right here. So that's something that I'm trying to draw inspiration from here. So maybe I should just draw from that cue and actually do a two-tone wall. If I do 2 tones, we can just go with like, I mean, the walls are already like this purple and then blue on the back wall. I think that what I was trying to do with the purple, like this like grayish purple color and this grayish blue color, was I was trying to have some contrasting in the coloration of the walls, but maybe I should back off from that and just go like, okay, maybe a darker shade of blue on this wall and this wall to help fill that depth out a little bit more, and then do like the two-tone style thing where I do like a yellow or a white or something for the top half of the wall. That might be good. And then I think what I could also do is like have some, now in Half-Life they have like the idea of like the lines that you can follow around the off the labs. So like Half-Life 1 labs. Yeah, so these like lines in the wall here. Oh, it's like a tiny little thumbnail. Give me a big image. There we go. So here you can see, oh, it's still a tiny image. I'll zoom in. You got the red, the blue, and the green. And you see the red line continues to wrap around, and the blue and the green duck into that corner there. I could maybe do something like that. So if I had like half, like 2/3 of the wall are like the blue color, and then like the top third is white. Maybe where these pipes connect, I could like have like a red circle here, and then trace a line from the red circle just to like over to here, or like, and then have like, I don't know, like maybe I can trace some lines around the wall. Like maybe this one's a red circle and this, or like this one's a brown circle, right? And the brown line goes over to somewhere else, just to give it like a little bit more visual interest. It doesn't mean anything really to the player, but it like, you know, like a, you know, red line, brown line, green line, or something like that. I can just trace those along the wall, and like it'll just make it look like, oh, there's a utility that goes there or something. I don't know. Like, I don't really know, but like, and then I could just draw like a vent on the wall and have them all go into the vent. So it just looks like it means something. It doesn't have to actually mean something, but it adds a little bit of flavor to the world. Maybe I'll try and experiment with that. I think that's a cool idea. Yeah, so going back to the Day of the Tentacle, though. Wait, what? Yeah, okay, back to Day of the Tentacle. There are other walls, not just that one that's like two-toned. There's other... Oh, and this is another thing, actually, it's talking about that two-toned effect. Yeah, you can see this two-tone effect goes all the way around these walls here and where the welcome sign is, but then this wall is just all orange. It's all that orange color. And obviously that's gonna help, like, with breaking that wall apart from the inner walls. This is like an outer wall, this is inner walls. And it's sort of like... It's just it's a nice idea. It doesn't mean anything, really, but it's just a nice idea. And it's pretty effective as well. So maybe I should think about doing something like that. So like maybe I pick one of the walls and make it a different, like a decidedly different color. Or I like, you know, if I like I said, if I do blue walls with like a white line along the top, maybe I make one wall white just to help with that kind of concept. Yeah. Yeah. Looks pretty darn good for just being a sketch. Thank you, Eldritch. Thank you. Yeah, I hope all is well, Tony and Pi and Eldritch and everybody. Doc Admirer, Slayer King, Sunmilk, Refraction. I hope everybody's doing great. Duke as well, of course. Oh, interesting. Suno AI has developed a proprietary inaudible watermarking technology for their music AI to easily recognize if a song was made using their service. That's interesting. I don't know what I would do with that information right now, but that is interesting. That is really interesting. I'm not sure what I would do with that information. Like, I don't know, like, I'm not planning to use music generation services right now. Or image generation services so much either. I think for concept art, I could see using, like, say I went into... So I've played with the Bing image generator. Is it image creator, is it? Whatever. I played with this just to do like meme type images. I haven't tried to do it for like serious work. I have no idea what this is all about. Wait, do I have to use a Microsoft account? I guess I do. It's a Bing thing. Can I just type in something? Will it just work? Like, say I wanted to do like concept. This is just like, I'm just throwing caution to the wind. I'm going to try this out. Concept art for hacker in adventure. I don't know, adventure game. Like, I have no idea what to expect here. It probably won't do it. Okay, it wants me to create an account. Wait, is sign in options? Is options? Wait, if I go back, what options are there? Can I like use a different? I can use a GitHub. Face, fingerprint, pin, or security key. Use your device to sign in with passkey. I don't think I want to do that because I don't understand what, like, I think that might mean my account, I'm running Windows without, it's not logged in. Like, I don't have it connected to a Microsoft account right now. I don't plan to do that, so I'll think I'll leave that one alone. But okay, we'll go in here and I'll create an account. What was my email address I used for this Google account? There we go. How come I can't just copy that? All right, fractalminddev@gmail.com. I'm wasting time. I'm just wasting time at this point. Oh, email. I don't know if there's like, I don't think there's anything private in here. I don't think I've used this email address, but I'll be careful. I'll do it off screen. I'll do this bit off screen too, because I have no idea if there's anything I need to worry about. Please solve the puzzle so we know you're not a robot. It hasn't shown me a puzzle. Oh, okay, there's the puzzle. I hate these puzzles. I guess that's aligned. Okay. Atreides is here. Good to see you, Atreides. What are we doing today, Mikey? We're just experimenting with image generation real quick. I don't think I'm going to go this route. I just thought, look, I always complain about it. I don't really try and use it for serious work. I'm going to try it for serious work, just for briefly, and see what happens. Yay! Yay! Who's yaying at me? Yay! Woohoo! Who's that? Yeah, that was Pi. All right, it's doing something, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. Okay, this is not really concept art. This is not concept art at all. Maybe I need to use the word concept character art. Art for hacker in 2D, two-dimensional adventure game. Hey, Castle Rivercheck. Good to see you. Welcome back. This is one that Duke 1102 has sent through. Yeah. Okay. I don't feel like this is like the right kind of design I want to go for. All right, is there anything here that's like usable? Not really. This is getting close. This one down on the bottom left here is getting close. I don't know, like, how do people seriously use AI to help them do their job for like this kind, like this level of like work? Or is like my use case a little bit too specific? Like, okay, two-dimensional, like what? Warner Brothers, Looney Tunes style. Style. There we go. Try a cowboy riding a horse in space watercolor. Why would you do that? Why would you try that? Like, I think they're just trying to create... like, oh, okay, so it's just making furries now. And it's not Warner Brothers or Looney Tunes style either. It's like... I mean, it's vaguely that style, but it's like not really that style. Like, it's not the style that we're looking at. Like, I'm looking like look at like Roadrunner, right? Old school Roadrunner cartoon is like a bit of an influence on the like visual styles of like Steve Purcell's illustrations. Like, look at these character designs. They're very strong silhouette. They're very simple, like clear, concise line work. This doesn't look original. There's probably a bit more original style. Yeah, or like there's a clear like anatomy to the character as well, but they're like stylized, very stylized. Like, I don't know who else I would say is a good representation of that style. Maybe like Sylvester. Yeah, good to see you. Look who's streaming without telling me. I posted on Discord, and I also announced that using the dual streaming technique. That's pretty good. It's not the right style. Like, character style is like way wrong, but like if I was like, yeah, I could see that using something like this as a baseline to like get an idea from. I'm actually, how did you tell it to do? I use the word sprite sheet and low resolution, huh? There hasn't, the Day of the Tentacle bit hasn't really come through at all. This doesn't really like it look like that kind of a character. But yeah, okay, low resolution sprite sheet. I don't know what tiles, I guess tiles is like the mosaic style creation of the image. Okay, maybe Duke 1102 is experienced with the prompting of AI. Yeah, it's getting there. It's still too high resolution for me to work from, I think. Like, what will happen if I did try and make this as a character? Obviously, I don't want to have like a bird, but if I wanted to try and make this silhouette into my character, I'm going to struggle a fair bit. Also, who has a suit with a hoodie on it? That's pretty weird. It's like a suit jacket with a hoodie. But like, you know, there's just like the details. We're going to this is going to be compressed down to like a tiny little sprite, right? It's not going to, this won't work so well. But yeah, I kind of like, okay, yeah, I want a guy wearing a hoodie. I don't know why we would put a shirt and a tie and a suit jacket connected to a hoodie. That's a bit weird. This is kind of cool. Instead, it's the wrong style for what I'm looking for. What were the keywords again? I'm just going to look at these. I'm just going to copy and paste these keywords. There you go. Let me try and paste that into my prompt and see if that makes any difference at all. Duke Donuts as well for prompt help for Bing. Yeah, true. Like I said, I'm probably not going to use this in the end. I just thought look, it's worth trying it out. So it just doesn't understand that Looney Tunes does not necessarily mean animal, right? It also just hasn't really done any kind of characterization. It's very generic styling. I like that it's done this, like where it's like a fake. This is actually like almost an animation, which is actually pretty cool. I mean, I kind of like this is totally not what I'm looking for, but it's kind of cool, and like maybe I could use this as inspiration for some other character on a different type of game. But yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that not so much, but again, interesting, but I'm not sure it really fits the. I mean, there's some interesting ideas here. Like, I wouldn't have thought of like putting like a fedora on the character. Maybe fedora is like a cool thing to try. But like, this doesn't scream like teen hacker to me. See, like, this is almost like more usable as like a reference for me. Like, I guess that's where I would go with this. I would go with like, okay, the AI is giving me some references to work from. Like the hoodie with the fedora on is kind of funny. This is actually getting really solid. This is like actually what I had in my head a little bit. Like in my head, I was thinking, okay, like maybe like, you know, a hoodie with a jacket over top might be cool. I was thinking something like that along these lines. And this is pretty in line with like, okay, costume wise, proportions wise, I don't know if it's about where I want to be, but this is interesting to look at to me. This actually like reference wise, this is not bad. So like what I would normally do, so like going in a different direction now, not using AI to do things. When you create a character, using reference is a good idea, right? So like I would look up something like Animaniacs maybe for this character style. I'd look at what Animaniacs costumes look like and think about that, right? Their character designs, again, that's that classic Looney Tunes style that like, or, you know, another thing that I would look at, Sam and Max. Another thing I would look at, Day of the Tentacle characters, right? So like I bring those up. Bring these up. This is like a good reference, right, for like the style and the look. Notice like the amount of pixels, I was gonna say polygons, the amount of pixels that you do have to do detail in like the feet or like the legs. You really aren't working with much at this resolution, which is why I was saying things like the folds in the pants and the detailed boots and stuff like that kind of thing. You couldn't really get away with in this resolution. Like you could barely like squeeze in the concept of shoelaces here on Hoagie's feet, and his feet are the biggest feet, just about. Like in terms of like the thickness from sole to the top, I guess Bernard is on par, but yeah. So like this is where I would start. I would start with like looking at Animaniacs designs. I'd look at Sam and Max designs. Sam Max characters. Okay, and it's going to give me all these 3D ones, just a bit frustrating because it's not obviously not what I'm looking for. I am looking for like characters from the cartoon show. That there was TV episodes, there was comic books, some other stuff like that. So I'd probably look up those references. I'd dig a little deeper to get those references than I am right now. But I'm just sort of like trying to get the idea, get the feel for it. I'm probably not going to do character design live on the stream because it's going to be an iterative process that I'll like do some sketches and stuff. Once I come up with this design that I want, then I'll bring that and we'll finish it up on stream. But I don't really feel comfortable doing it live. Like with Delphine, I sort of came with like an idea pretty much solidified of what I wanted to go for and then worked backwards from there till we got the pixel art. Man, Sam and Max characters, I'm not finding like any references that I want to pull, which is annoying. Yeah, so maybe something like this is a good reference, I guess. This is a good reference. That's a great reference, obviously. Cover up for the Sam Max Hit the Road. That's probably a good reference there, I'm guessing. That looks like a decent reference. So I might pull up some of these. So what I would do for this, I would grab these references and chuck them all in one big file. Like one big file on Krita, right? I'd be looking for ones like with more human characters that have clothes in the style that I'm going for, probably. Whereas, like, I don't really know if there's many, like, nerdy-looking hacker characters in Sam and Max Hit the Road. But I would, like, pull references like that for the most part. Yeah, I think those are pretty good references, I guess. Day of the Tentacle will probably be like the more anchor point that I go for, and I would honestly, I would take Bernard and I would go, okay, Bernard's body shape, but like cooler clothes, and maybe like change the head a fair bit because I never really liked the big nose on Bernard. It is a pretty good feature though for like communicating a character, like exaggerating a character feature like the nose or the eyes or the ears, something like that. Can help with like making a character feel a little bit more like unique and like recognizable. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, but like what do you want for your character, right? Like you want your character to be like a cool hacker dude. Maybe he does wear glasses, maybe he doesn't, right? Like you have to make those decisions. What does his hair look like? Probably not like Bernard's hair, right? Probably not like Hoagie's or Laverne's. It's like a unique, more unique style. Costume would definitely be very different than Bernard's costume, but I think like taking Bernard's body shape, like general proportions, and you'll notice like with Day of the Tentacle, all the characters' torsos are quite long by comparison to their legs, every single one of them. And so that's where I would start from. I'd start from that. Like the head is obviously like, that's where you're going to get all the emotion from and like the characterization from. So keeping that large is good. It's about the size of the torso. The torso is also quite large. And then the legs are actually like, they're not emoting, they're not doing much, they just motivate, they just move, right? So that's where I would start from. I'd start from there and I'd look at the costumes. So like coming back to like research of like costumes, like I could just like, I don't need AI to just like research hacker 2D drawing. Like I can just like, okay, I can do some costume research from this, right? Like, oh, everybody thinks that a hacker wears a hoodie, right? It's just what you expect. I mean, I could do like hacker System Shock 1 1994. There he is. We could copy that t-shirt design. That'd be pretty fun. Make a reference to System Shock with the t-shirt design. That's a cool idea. I would definitely like to do that. I like this. I like whoever came up with this. This is a clever idea. Clever idea. Making the blood splatter actual blood splatter instead of just part of the t-shirt design. But yeah, like this is cool. All right. Anyway, I guess we're gonna go back into drawing the. We will look at the background art stuff, I think, next. That's really what I want to focus on today. But like the idea of using AI to give me, I'm not going to use a final image from AI. I'm not going to be like, oh, that's my character design, right? I'm not going to say, oh, this is it. I found it. It's not going to work like that. It's going to be more like, oh, I like the idea of this, and maybe like the colors could be an inspiration as well. But then I would like go and create my own, like it's still just a reference. I'm not going to like actually use an AI generating, obviously, because this is like not even human. But you know what I mean? Like even if it were human, I'm still not going to like just copy and paste it and start working from there. It's going to be a reference where I'm still going to create my own character. So like how much time does it really save on research? And like I found a lot of references here for like character proportions and some of like the way costumes fit characters, like t-shirts and stuff like that. So there's some references I already got here that like are more in the style that I'm trying to go for. Maybe not that, but like, you know, Animaniacs references, Sam & Max references, and Day of the Tentacle references. And that's like, you know, we're a lot further along that way, I think, than AI. So I think in this case, like even AI, like I try it briefly just to see, because I've not really tried to do it before. I found it hard to do. Maybe someone like Duke 1102 could do it really well, or like Duke Donuts maybe. I don't know. I'm not experienced with prompting AIs, so this guy looks goofy. But I do kind of like his leather jacket. That's a cool idea. He looks a little bit too much like a bad boy. Like, yeah, but that's pretty cool. See, now this is a more unique looking character design. I don't know, like both of these are pretty. I could see like using this jacket style, you know, like the bomber jacket style is a pretty cool idea. I like it. I love this guy. That's so good. Oh look, it says hacker on his jacket too. So good. But yeah, what you put Roadrunner in and it just can't get away from an actual Roadrunner. Oh well. Yeah, like this is genuinely like this costume is pretty cool. Like I could see myself using that as an inspiration for costume style. I like the Blade Runner style trench coat as well. That's a cool idea. I won't go for that in this game because it doesn't suit the style at all. But like if I took this kind of idea of the costume and then took the proportions of, I think I've closed the Bernard image, but I took the proportions of Bernard and put that jacket in that style. Like maybe that's something that I could take from AI, but I don't know. Like I probably could come across something else that's like, just searching, I might find something else as well. Ayush, welcome in. Ayush Sharma, hope you're doing good today. You have a cartoon that you can't remember? I will tell in some time. Okay, cool. Asterix and Obelix are great character designs. I do like the way they look. I guess I gotta do Amp. Yeah. Yeah, these are some great character designs. I think they don't really suit the style of Day of the Tentacles too strongly, but there is a little bit of crossover there, I think. A little bit of overlap in those styles. I guess, like... comic. Just to get away from all the pictures of people. Yeah, I can see these styles being influential on that as well. So, like, this is another example of, like, potentially taking some concepts from character shapes and sizes in here. Yeah. I could see that happening. Like, this body shape is really, really similar to Bernard's body shape when you think about it. Like, the head size is about the same, the torso is about the same, the legs are probably a little bit longer. But, like, body shape's very similar to Bernard's, so it works. Hack the planet, indeed. I feel like Bing Copilot Designer is more of a gadget, as said. With Stable Diffusion, you would have way more control over the generation. I need to get back into Stable Diffusion, honestly. Haven't really been following it for a couple of months. Might try and see if I find a decent way, a usable concept, art, fitting style. Yeah, interesting idea. Interesting idea. Incredibly, the actor later portrayed Sherlock Holmes. Oh wow. Which actor? You mean the guy who yelled "Hack the Planet"? What's his name? Isn't he also Scooby-Doo? No, not Scooby-Doo. He's Shaggy, right? The guy that yells "Hack the Planet." What GPU do I have? It's an old GPU. My computer's old. I need a new one. It's like a 1080. Spy vs. Spy. That's a great reference to as well, Pi. Maybe they can't do Looney Tunes style thanks to copyrights. Probably not. It's probably just not. Looney Tunes, like, in the last decade, has not looked like the Looney Tunes of the 90s or the 80s. Hey, Yumi Cat. Great to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing great. I really did like the movie Hackers, yeah. I enjoyed it for its goofiness. It's pretty funny. Multi-billion... Wait. Matthew Lillard. Yeah, that's the guy. $1 billion run for the perfection for broke AI bot. Yeah, I don't know. Johnny Lee Miller. Is that like, what's his name? Zero Cool? Yeah, that's the guy that played Zero Cool, right? That was his hacker name. A 1080 should still work somewhat well with Stable Diffusion, albeit a bit slower in generating images. So I might as well just draw my own images though, right? Hey, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. I appreciate it. You've caught me on a day where I'm taking it easy today. You've caught me on an easy day. Being silly. I was just experimenting with some AI generation just to see what it's like. It didn't meet my needs. I found more images for reference by searching for reference images than I did by using the image creator tool from Bing. But yeah, I don't know. I'd never really tried it before. I wanted to try it out. I've only ever done meme generation images. I've never tried to actually use AI generation for something useful before. Yeah. Anyway, let's close all this stuff. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Coming back to references for the background, because that's really what I wanted to work on today, is the background art. According to my document that we should follow, I want to continue working on the vault art and maybe do layouts for the storeroom and the bio lab. So let's go back to this artwork and keep on working on this a little bit more. His name's Dade in Hackers, apparently. Oh, okay. I think he's like Zero Cool is the name of his hacker handle, right? Zero Cool Hackers. Yeah, Dade Murphy. There you go. That's his name. He changed it to Zero Cool from something else, which I forget what his original name was. Before he gets arrested in the start of it, like this is the arrested in court scene. He had some other name, but I forget what it was. Crash Override, I want to say. Was it Crash Override? Maybe change it from Zero Cool to Crash Override. No, Acid Burn! Acid Burn! Wait. Another hacker handle Acid Burn encounters Dade's attack. Right. Yeah, no. Acid Burn is, her. What's her name again? What GPU do you have in your main computer mic? Why is that pinned? Wait, what? Did I get pinned? Angelina Jolie. Thank you. That's her name. Yeah, Angelina Jolie. That's her name. Dade identifies himself as Crash Override. So he started as Zero Cool and then becomes Crash Override, I guess. Anyway, we don't need to think about hackers that much. Misclicked. Okay, no problem. No problem, Refraction. It's not like you deleted all of the history of people like submitting names for soldiers in the game or anything. I love you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stir it up. I just couldn't resist. 7 years later, on his 18th birthday, Dade hacks into a local television station and changes the broadcast on an episode of Outer Limits. Another hacker named Handle Acid Burn counters Dade's attack. Dade identifies himself as Crash Override. There you go. Snow Crash is cool. Snow Crash is a cool book. Recommend reading that. My hacker name would be IP. It's free. By the way, thank you for the follow earlier. My name's Mike. I'm making a little point-and-click adventure game, and it's the second little point-and-click adventure game I'm making this year. I'll make a third one, and then I'm gonna make a big point-and-click adventure game using all the 3 characters from the first 3 games, bringing them all together into like a bigger adventure, a broader adventure. So this is the second one. This one's about a nerdy computer hacker. I think he's gonna be a little bit cooler than Bernard. This is Bernard from Day of the Tentacle. The influence, I'm taking a lot of influence from Day of the Tentacle because I like the way Day of the Tentacle looks and I like the gameplay of Day of the Tentacle. So I want to make something that's a bit like that, which is what I've been working on. If I can bring it up. It's called Day of the Hamster right now. This game is called Day of the Hamster. The first game was called Day of the Sandwich. This one's going to be called Day of the Hamster. And I don't know what state we left it in, I'll be honest. It might not even work right now. So skipping the intro apparently. Okay, yeah, so we got some stuff going on. So like this is the background we've been working on. We got some assets that are like plonked in there for now. Some temporary placeholder assets. I was wondering what these pixels down the bottom were. It's the text because it's black on black. Okay, I was like, what's going on? It looks glitchy. Anyway, yeah. So like, I like the slimy look of the pipe. I like yeah. There's some good details going on. I think the puddle stain looks okay actually as well. Not bad. Yeah, we have to rearrange a lot of stuff here. We have to rearrange a hell of a lot of stuff. Yeah, so we have to do the layout for this room as well. We have to finalize the layout for this room. Did I end up starting with the key? No, I didn't. So we're gonna want to like figure that out too. Where is even the old doorway? Oh, there it is. Oops, missed it. Yeah, and that one's gonna be locked. So yeah, we need to get that storeroom key. I mean, whatever, find the key in the storeroom. But I'm not going to do that right now. But yeah, we need to do all of the backgrounds. So, I don't know. Should we just start working? Should we actually stop wasting time? Nice game names. Thank you, yeah. Ohms Dev, hello. I love the Neverhood point-and-click game. That's pretty freaking cool. I don't think I could afford to do a style like that. Although maybe with Blender, it's like something you could pull off. Because I have seen some Blender animations that look like claymation, like they have that style to them. I still haven't played through the Neverhood, sadly. I want to. But the Neverhood looks so good. It looks fantastic. It looks good in motion as well. Like, it doesn't just look good as a static image. I really need to play it. I really need to do a full playthrough of this game. I've been hunting for a copy of this to add to my collection, because I collect... On my regular streams, like my not dev streams on my other channel, I collect video games and I stream old retro video games like this. But I still haven't got a copy of the Neverhood. I think I have a CD copy somewhere, but I haven't got like a boxed copy of it yet, which is really kind of annoying. I wish I did. Invisible Dot, g'day, good to see you. Thank you, I appreciate it. There's a lot of plugins that could give the effect for sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen some stuff done really well with like claymation style Blender. Pretty sure I've seen some really good stuff. Yeah, like look at that. I would believe that's real claymation. Maybe not now that it's more zoomed in. Like there's some telltale signs. It doesn't feel natural enough, but like that's pretty effective. I'd almost believe that. I think the chromatic aberration is actually hurting it here. It looks too digital somehow. I'm not even sure if that is chromatic aberration or if it's depth of field that's just like a bit not quite right. Like you would want to have like a full scene though. Just to, yeah, like is that Cinema 4D? Looks so good. I used Cinema 4D briefly back in the day, but that's really effective looking. It's like, yeah, you could totally do the Neverhood. It'd probably be a bit cheaper if you don't have to like actually do claymation, because that's like very time consuming to get right. Whereas if you're doing it digitally, you can like, you know, you just need to animate on twos and like you don't interpolate frames and then you're done, right? Like it's probably a really powerful way to get that effect for cheap by comparison. Still expensive. You still have to do all the modeling and material design and all that, but yeah, it'll be good. Pingu, I love Pingu. Pingu is great. Mason Lindroth uses photogrammetry for his clay models he uses in his games. Wow, yeah, photogrammetry is pretty cool. So like you're still sculpting physically, but then you like digitize with photogrammetry. Is cool idea. I hope you're doing well there, Invisible Dot. It's great to see you. Thanks for joining us on this channel. The new Pingu is all 3D. Wait, Pingu is all 3D now? Wait, this still looks like claymation. Which one's the... What kind of like 3D am I looking for? Like, is this it? Maybe send me an image because I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm what I'm looking for. Lurk a lot on both channels. Oh, thank you, Invisible Dot. Thank you so much. Oh, Gumby. Oh, so good. Gumby is fantastic. My kids don't really know Gumby, and I kind of feel bad about that. Gumby and Pokey, right? Oh man, well, it's not Pokey. Yeah, these guys are great. Pingu is very old. Yeah, but some yeah, said that they're all 3D now. My hacker name would be No Cheese because mac and cheese without cheese. Oh, nice one, Tony. I love it. That's a good hacker name. I mean, you have to explain it, but it's good. Morph was good too. I don't know what Morph is. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't really recognize Morph. What about this one? What about Plasmo? Wait, this is not Plasmo. Get out of here with that. Oh, Plasmo's sad. Plasmo's so cool. They're saving the water. You can't cry, Plasmo. You have to save our water. Plasmo's kind of a jerk, really. Look at these character designs. They're so good. I'm so easily distracted. Thanks, everybody, for the distractions. It's always worthwhile to have a good distraction once in a while. Pingu's very old. It's true. That's true. We have Dune at home. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna plug in the drawing tablet. Oh man, my tea's gone cold now. I forgot I had tea. All right, we're probably going to go into quiet focused mode a little bit when I start drawing. But we'll see. You never know. I might be easily distracted still. I just plugged in a device so the stream might like stutter a bit while it like realizes it exists and stuff. I'm also gonna have to. I realize now I'm gonna have to restart Krita because it probably won't realize that it's got pressure sensitivity and such. Let's just see. We'll find out. Let's see what we got. The brush tool. What? Oh, like drawing on an invisible layer or something? Yeah, that's definitely not working right. Alright, let's just go ahead and restart Krita then. It's gonna launch on the primary display. Oh, it didn't? The first time ever it hasn't launched on the primary display? Fantastic. Alright. So I don't know, like, do we just start drawing in details now? Is that what we do? Maybe I start doing the color changes that I was talking about earlier today. Getting a lot of glare on the thing here from this light. We need to do something about the cable management in this place. I know you're getting glare from the room light, but I mean, I guess I can go turn it out. I can just sit here in the dark. I'll sip some tea and then I'll go turn the light out. Turn on some more lights. Or more light. I'm still in the dark, but it feels a little bit less dark. The signals are strong tonight, Eldritch. They're strong tonight. See, I thought one of the interesting choices they went for with Thimbleweed Park, like with its visual design, was just going with like... They kind of just went with it, right? I don't know what I'm saying. I'm gonna stop talking. What layer is that even on? Like, what is this layer even doing? It's doing nothing? Yeah, I can't see anything changing there. What about this one? That's that foreground layer. Posters. Pipes. Seems to be another nothing layer. Desk. Okay, so yeah, that leaky pipe is part of the wall paint, which is fine. I'll just like I'm gonna redo it anyway, I guess, but it's just good to know. Okay, I might just leave that layer in there. We'll just create a new one on top and hide that one. So I'm gonna go for a... So the thing that I'm trying to break a habit for this style is I want the saturation levels... Am I not? Oh, I am. That's good. Yeah, I want to like maintain higher saturation levels. Like if we go back, just want to like revitalize our memory visually. Notice the vibrance and the saturation even in the shadows here. Something that I've sort of like, in the style that I tend toward, I desaturate in the shadows rather than necessarily darken in the shadows. So what that means is that I end up with colors that are like much more muted in the shadows. Kind of like, I don't know. It's a little bit more like natural to the way light actually works. But this is a stylistic thing that I need to adopt, and I really struggled to do it in the last game. And I'm going to try and do it better this time around. So like, if I'm looking for something that's dark, I don't want to necessarily go muted tones. I want to try and maintain that saturation. So if we were to sample the saturation of both of these, they're probably actually similar saturations, I think. I mean, I guess we could actually sample them and find out, right? Can I paste as a new image? Is Control-Shift-V? Paste as a new image? Paste new image. Control-Shift-N, apparently. Okay. Whatever. So, like, sampling that color. Let's see. If we change this to... Can we change this to HSV? Or something? Is there a way to change the color picker style? I have no idea. Yeah, but the saturation's fairly similar. Like the line, look at the way that line crosses that triangle between those 2 points. Like saturation's still staying pretty much right up there. It's really hard to communicate that effectively without actually just having the numbers to look at. It would actually help me to understand it better too. Is there a way I can change this to HSV? It is HSV right now. Maybe HSL? HSI? No. It's all like, it's just it's represented differently. It's not easy to communicate. Oh well, that's fine. But yeah, looking at these like colors, sampling these colors, you see the way that the line moves that way instead of that way towards the desaturation. It's moving more laterally on the saturation, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's like as clear as like other methods of showing this, but like if I was to like make a shadow of this color, I would pull it down this way. I'd pull it much further towards the desaturated side of the line, and I'd fill in that as a shadow rather than the darker thing as a shadow. And if I wanted it to be darker, obviously I would go more into the darkness there, but I would pull the saturation much lower still. It's like that to me would be more of a shadow for this. Like if I was wanting to cast a hard shadow from this, I'd probably maybe even pull it more in this direction, you know. Somewhere around there, maybe. Much more of a gray than a blue, if that makes sense. This is not like technical. I'm just talking about like how I'm used to doing things. Anyway, that's something I'm trying to learn. So like, if I wanted this to be a darker color for the wall on the right here, and then I want the left wall to be a accent color wall, I'm gonna push this along toward the right upper portion of the triangle rather than toward the upper left portion of the triangle. So something like there. So that's like, where am I drawing even? Okay. So that's like a shadow color, right? I'm drawing on the wrong side, but I just wanted to like put something on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Anyway, hey Core10K, welcome in. Good to see you. Oh damn, those Huion tablets are like half the price what Wacom would cost. Yeah, that's why I got it. I got this at like half price. I got this discount. I'm not a professional artist. I don't spend my days working on graphic design stuff anymore like I used to. I'm fully like software development and management sort of stuff that I do these days, like consulting. So I don't really have a commercial need for this right now. So justifying the purchase was like difficult, but it was on discount on like one of the Prime discount days, and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna go for it, because I kind of been eyeing it off for a while. My other tablet that I used to use, actually I can't pull it out right now because there's stuff leaning against it, and if I move it I think it's like a load bearing item right now, but it's like one of the ones with it, like an old style one without a screen built in. And I didn't think I was ever going to get one with a screen built in unless I, like, you know, started doing dev full time. But then this was on discount. It cost me like Australian dollars. I think it was like 300 or so, which is still a fair bit, but it's a lot cheaper than like a Wacom. And it's even cheaper than what the Huions tend to go for. I think they like tend to be about 450 or so for this one. You know what? This is getting annoying. I'm just gonna... What am I doing here? I just want to fill this in a little bit better. Okay. All right. So like that is probably more the sort of tone that I want to go for. What the heck? A raid from James Nico? Holy mackerel. Thank you, Nico, for the raid. How's it going today? What are you doing today? Mike is in focus mode. He might not read chat as much. That's true. That's true. Did you pin that message? Thank you, Pi. James Nico, how's it going today? What are we up to? I've come to completely ruin your focus mode that you just went in. Thank you. That's fine. It's good to see you. Dr. Yasmin's here. Good to see you, Dr. Yasmin. Great to have you too. Thank you for pinning that. Everybody, join me in following James Nico. What were you up to today? I don't have like proper... I don't have bots integrated or anything, so you're going to have to tell me everything that was going on today. You're playing Exile 2 Crystal Souls as a little random break. Exile 2. Exile 2. Spiderweb Software's Exile 2? Spiderweb Software's Exile 2? From 97? Wait, Exile 2 was 97? I thought it was like a little earlier. That's crazy. Yeah, wow. That's so funny. Love it. Hey, Woven, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for joining the raid as well. Welcome in, everybody raiding. You're all awesome. Really appreciate seeing you here today. My name's Mike. If you're new here, if you've never seen me before, hello, I'm Mike. I don't normally do... Actually, no, I do normally do this now, don't I? I was going to say I don't normally do game dev stuff, but I do. On this channel, it's all I do. On my other channel, I do game dev. Sorry, not game dev. I do game playing. Mostly retro content. So... Anyway, yeah, thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. I had gotten addicted to it back in the day, and then, as one does, put it down for a bit and couldn't remember where the hell I was in the quest. I know what that's like. I know what that's like. It's rough because, yeah, I do know what that's like, actually. My tendency with Spiderweb Software games is to dip into them, get distracted, and then restart them and dip in again the next time I play, and then I'll get distracted, and so I rarely ever finish them, but I do like them. I really appreciate what Jeff Vogel has done over the years. He's very persistent independent developer since the 90s, and like I got this first Spiderweb game on a CD-ROM like cover disc for a magazine. I couldn't tell you which magazine it was, but I was instantly enthralled. I'd never played an Ultima RPG. I didn't know like many games like it, and it was like, to me, the epitome of like computer RPG gaming for a long time. It took me a long time to learn about other games because like I didn't have the exposure that you do these days to like the breadth of stuff that's out there. Like we rarely got a magazine with a CD cover disc, so when we got them, like that was my new point of exposure to content. And like that didn't happen every single month. It was like, you know, occasionally, a couple of times a year kind of thing. So yeah, learning about that kind of stuff later on was pretty wild to see the differences. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go with, say, that color. I'm gonna bump that right up to there, I reckon. Yeah, something like that. Okay, that's no good. Alright, where are we looking at here? Let me just zoom this 33% if I can. There you go, that's a little bit more better. How's the game dev going? It's going okay. Honestly, today is like just me allowing myself to catch up again, because I've been away for a while. I've been away from the dev stuff for a while, just because I had a lot of personal stuff going on, and like just general exhaustion. So I had to take a little bit of a step back from everything. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is sometimes. And now I'm just getting back into it now, so it's going good. I'm having a good time. We've just been having fun talking mostly today. But yeah, I want to make a little bit of progress on the project today as well, so we're going to keep on working on it. For those of you who haven't seen this before, actually, I am working on a Day of the Tentacle inspired game. So if you've seen Day of the Tentacle before, you like that point-and-click adventure game, that's kind of what I'm working on at the moment. I'm working on a game that's in that style. So like we've got this scrolling background here. It's going to be a it's like a vault room that's in a basement. So this door here on the right is like a locked vault door, and unfortunately your pet hamster is trapped in the hamster tube, and it can't exit because it's crushed on this side by the bookshelf that collapsed, and this side is blocked up by something on the other side. I don't know. The cat scared the hamster, causing a chain of events that ended up with the hamster trapped in the tube and this door getting locked from the outside, so you can't get out. So the player has to figure out how to escape the basement. And that is like, it's a mini game. It's probably going to be like a 20 or 40 minute game. Somewhere in that range is what I'm aiming for with this one. And somebody could probably finish it in like 5 to 10 minutes, honestly, if they know what to do. But like, I'm aiming for the game to feel like about 20 to 40 minutes for a first time player. So yeah, you have to go around and find some stuff and solve some puzzles. And it's got a few little mini games in it and stuff like that too. So it's a pretty, it's a much bigger project than the previous one I worked on. I worked on another mini adventure game at the start of the year. So this is like just continuing that thread. It's going good. It's going good. I appreciate you asking, James. And I hope you have a good evening, good day, whatever time of day it is for you. It's copyright 95 to 97, so I guess I picked it up in 97. It was a bit earlier, as you remember. Right, okay, yeah. Never seen Exile? Yeah, Exile's great. You should check out Exile. Check out Spiderweb Software's other stuff. They got Geneforge, Avernum. Avernum is like literally just like a rehash of Exile as far as I can tell. It's great though. I had a good time with Avernum. My oldest daughter, she's 13 now, and she enjoyed Avernum. She thought that was pretty good actually. I'm going to do the inefficient method of coloring in this by just literally coloring it in rather than using the fill tool today. There we go. What is that vibration sound? Oh, I think it's a car. Sounds very strange. So we're gonna go with that, and then for the wider tone of this, I kind of want to follow this direction here. So let's see how that looks. Whoops, got to make sure I'm on the right layer there. Go ahead and pop another layer in. Whoops, I popped 2 layers in. Pop another layer in there. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with that. Let's see now. I think what I'm gonna do is that. That was almost a perfect brush stroke too. I'm gonna try and keep that. That's pretty good. Whoops. That's pretty good. We'll stick with that. So yeah, I am trying to maintain that saturation, but what I'm going to do with the shadow here, which I didn't split onto a separate layer, unfortunately. I'm going to pull that shadow out. You know what I might do is just revert this to all like that color. And just go into do the shadow again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change I'm going to push along the same axis again for finding like the darker tone, but I'm actually going to push it into the red a little bit more. as well. See how that feels. I think that will feel a little bit nicer to me. And I want to go even more red actually with it. It's quite like that rich brown color, and I'm not sure if that's what I want. See how it looks filled in. I missed a spot, I guess. Oh wait, no, I just didn't add a new layer again. Alright, let's do that. You know what? I feel like I've pushed it too far into the red. Probably I only need to do a little bit of that. It's a bit of a gross color. It's a little too green. That feels a bit better. I'm going to change the color of the ceiling too. It's going to go more of a dark gray than a brown, I feel. Just feel that in my spirit. If I could find the layer to work on. There it is. Just want to desaturate it a lot more. That's better. We're going to put some shadows and stuff in there too. Might try and put some foreground details to cover most of that up anyway. But that's great. And then the feature wall color, I think I'm just going to go with this color. Obviously, we're going to check a different tone. I'm going to go something... We're going to go probably darker but richer, if that makes sense. So darker than this, but not that brown color. So we're going to push it over here and then push it that direction and see what that feels like. I'm not like a professional, by the way. Just want to make that clear to anybody who's like, "Oh, I could learn something from this." No, you can't. I'm not a pro. I stopped pursuing professional art a long time ago. It was a dream of mine growing up that I would like do comics and animation, but that just never really came to fruition because I had to pay bills, and I knew it when I was doing my studying that it wasn't going to pay the bills, at least not the bills that I wanted to pay. So, like, I wanted to get a house and start a family and all that kind of nice stuff. So, I knew it wasn't really compatible with the lifestyle I was aiming for. So I stopped. Oops, wrong layer. Is this layer? There we go. Avernum, I've heard of a friend plays that. Oh, cool. There's like 5 of them. Yeah, there is a fair few of them. I think there's like 5 of Exile as well. I think it's like Exile 1 through 4, and then there's Exile something. Blades of Exile? I can't remember. There's like basically there's like the final release was like one that had like an editor basically. Avernum's awesome, but boy, do they eat time. Yeah, they do eat time. They are huge time-consuming games. But like they're packed with content and story and stuff too, and like side quests and all that kind of fun stuff. So yeah, I feel like this is like still not in the right like tone. I'm feeling a lot of difficulty. I think even this, I think this whole image is just not saturated enough. I just can't do it. I don't know what it is about me and like finding the right level of saturation. I just do struggle with it, you know what I mean? There you go. That's more like it. That's where the whole image should be, that layer, that level of saturation, but like, look at it. It's like right here. I don't like being right on the edge of the triangle. I don't feel good about that when I'm on the edge of the triangle. Unless I'm going for something like very gray or something like that. Like the gray tones I don't mind being more on the edge. I guess that's like why everything mine looks like a little less saturated than everything else. I think I'm actually really happy with the floor color choice that I went with originally. The roof's now looking pretty good. I feel like that whole band around the room's looking a lot better. So what I might actually do, can I just do a whole image color adjustment, or does that only work per layer? Like if I do filter colors, no, No, none of those. Adjust, maybe? Okay, desaturate is an option. Where's the HSV adjustments? Okay, let's do HSV adjustments. Multi-frame preview, colorize, legacy mode. All right, look, there's the saturation bar. If I just push the saturation bar up, does it change the image at all? It only changes that one. What if I want to do every layer? I think I can select all the layers on the side here, actually. I think that's like an option. And then I do, what was it? Filter, adjust, HSV adjustment. Cannot apply filter to locked layer. Okay, so if I don't select the locked layer. If I just push the saturation up on everything. Wait, it doesn't seem to be really affecting much. It seems to be only really affecting the floor. It's like the last layer that I selected is the only one that's getting affected. So much for that. I think I can group the layers. I can adjust their opacity here. That's only on this layer once again. I don't know. Ultima Underworld was great. I really enjoyed that. I should continue either Beholder or Ultima Underworld before I start anything else. Or get my Elite Combat rank up. Ultima Underworld was really, really fun. Either Beholder I haven't started yet. I look forward to playing that though. Never played through the first one, the first Ultima Underworld. I've only played through the first Ultima Underworld. I played Akalabeth and Ultima Underworld. That's the only Ultimas that I've played so far. I will play the whole series at some point. Hopefully sooner than later. I'm just stuck on like the saturation levels here. This is very annoying. You know what? Okay, that's no good. That's no good, man. It's only affecting like the last layer that I clicked on, basically. Even though I've selected all these layers. How annoying. See, I almost just want to like... go for it, you know? I kind of just want to go for it, and then I'll just make adjustments per layer later on, you know what I mean? Like if I do that, and then if I just go like, okay, is there a way to group? I can group, right? And with the group selected, if I do filter adjust, okay, I can't adjust anything with the group. Okay, so I just merged that group and now I should be able to adjust it. So if I do filter, adjust, HSV, and I just go, okay, I don't want to adjust the saturation, but I do want to adjust the lightness. And if anything, I want to bump the saturation up a little bit, right? Because I don't want to lose that saturated feel. Yeah, I feel like that's going on along the right plane in the saturation and darkness feel. That's great. So like taking that idea over here to this wall, let's just go ahead and do that. Filter, adjust, color, what is it? HSV adjust. I'm gonna just bump the saturation up a little bit and the lightness up a little bit too. I feel like I want to change the hue a touch toward the red. Not that much, just a little bit. Out there, it's too much. Maybe there. Maybe I'll drop the saturation a little bit. I did kind of crank it a bit much, maybe. Somewhere there. I don't know if that color, if there's enough difference in the color for the palette to be interested in that, but you know, this is just the base background. The next thing we're going to do, if you go take a look at our reference image again, if you look at our reference images here, look at the way the shadows are treated in this. Like, first of all, everything's like a hexagon here on the ceiling. We're seeing a lot of straight edges in the way the lighting is cast. We're not talking about round things, and there's barely any soft fall off. There's maybe a tiny bit of soft fall off on the light edging. And that's more probably just for blending purposes than it is for actually trying to give a soft edge to anything. But you can see like the shadows are motivated by the light sources fairly strongly in some areas, but other areas there's like no motivation for like the shadows. So I don't know, that's interesting. We probably have to fill in a few more details before we start doing shadows, but I do want to sort of think about shadows a little bit. So what I want to do is above all of these layers, this being I think the topmost of all of the layers, then it's just the ceiling. So I guess we pop a layer in above all of that. Maybe I'll just group all the wall related stuff together. Do a quick group if I can. There we go. So that's all our walls. So I wanted to, yeah, we can do that. And then I'm going to just use this as a shadow layer. I'm going to set it to a different mode. Right now it's set to normal. I'm going to set it to, I believe I want multiply. And I'm going to grab a nice dark purple. Somewhere about there. And grab my brush tool. I'm going to try just drawing over everything with that. Okay. That is set to multiply. Maybe I want it set to screen. I thought I wanted to multiply, but maybe it's screen that I was thinking of. No, it's definitely multiply I want. Okay, so maybe the dark purple is like too dark, but let's just change the opacity of it to maybe like 50%-ish. Okay, so we'll do like 50% opacity multiply. So I'll just Control Z. Yeah, about there. I just want to experiment with the idea of like some lighting effects as well. So like, if I was just to imagine some lights were in this scene, where would they light up, and like where would the shadows be, kind of thing. Just thinking about it a little bit, like maybe there's like 3 main lights in the room. Something like that. And then I don't know what the best way to fill this stuff in is, but I'll just try and connect the lines a little bit and just use the fill tool and see how it looks. Just try and fill in these edges a bit more. We're going to be painting over a lot of these details anyway as well. That's another thing to keep in mind. And also we are scaling down so we can cheat a lot with like how much effort we actually put into the overall image. Maybe we want to like have a little circle of light visible on the roof above where the lamp is going to hang down from, maybe. I don't know. Seems reasonable. Just trying to make sure I've connected all of the lines. See what it looks like if I fill that. That's pretty good. That screwed up. Hello. I'm assuming that was Duke 1102. It's usually Duke 1102 who does the burping. See, that already adds a lot of atmosphere to it, and it's like, it's super, super rough as well. Like, this is really, really rough. But that adds a lot of atmosphere. And I think that's going to be an easy way to just bring in some, like, depth to the image as well later on. Because, like, now we've got, like, this idea of, like, hey, shadows exist. And they're really easy to add. And we can motivate them by like objects in the room, but we can also just like kind of like have unmotivated lighting like the Tentacle sometimes does as well, just for like mood or texture, environment, detail, those kind of words. You know,
I am a Texas Instruments computer.
Well, that's probably not Duke 1102. I don't know who that was. That was Tony. What have I done? I pressed eraser. Whoops. Okay, so yeah, I feel like this is like a really great way to just add a little bit of extra feeling into the image without trying that hard. Which is great, like, because like I don't want to try too hard. That's kind of the point. Like, if this is a thing that I want to do for like a commercial feeling project, I probably don't want to have like all of the effort that I put in like costs a lot of time and energy to think about. I probably do want them to be done like fairly quickly. Obviously this is not something I'm looking to make money on. Like, I'm not looking to profit from my time on this project. This is like getting a project out there, getting some interest in like the grander scheme of the project. So like this is going to be on itch for free. Stuff like that. So I feel like this whole area is pretty much ideally going to be in shadow. I'll just scribble it in. We're gonna have to add some detail obviously to these foreground elements to really justify these shadows and stuff like that too, but I feel like we can manage that. Yeah, that will give us some interesting stuff to work from. Obviously, we're going to have a shadow for this pipe as well. That'll work. Shadow for this pipe. Maybe we just... I didn't even draw on the foreground elements in, so it's kind of a mistake, I feel, to be adding this detail right now, but I'm just kind of working on the shadows just because this is like experimental. I might just delete this layer later on. I just want to get a feel for how this could look with a little bit of shadow work, and I'm liking the way it looks, I'll be honest. Like, it is looking pretty okay. This pipe feels like it's too far away from that wall, but it's not too far away from this wall. You know? Could do that. That'll work for me. Yeah, that feels pretty good. And we can even do shadows underneath the posters. We know there's going to be posters on this wall, so why not? Or a little bit of shadowing behind them. Doesn't need to be fully there. What else is there to do? I don't know. I feel like we covered like the basics there. Not bad. I did not mean to click that. Yeah, so I think if we like just do a really rough run through on the foreground elements now, just to like motivate them into the scene a bit more. I get this box here we're going to like delete because that's like supposed to be the lemon battery, which we've got a separate element for, like same way we do for like the cookie jar and stuff like that. So I'll delete that element. The maze will just like, I just want to slap in some colors really quickly. They don't even have to look like quite right. I just want to roughly put them in, bring it over to the bring it through the process of like drawing, like compressing it down into like the 256 color range, pixelating it, and just see how this feels like as a really rough sketch, just a little bit more, pushing it a bit closer to completed design that we were going for. Thank you for the follow. Was that a follow? Well, I heard a sound go off, but I don't know what happened. Oh, there's a follow. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. I have anonymous follows here. So thank you very much for the follow. Continue to lurk if you feel like it, or if you want to join the chat, feel free to do that too, although I am a little bit focused, so I might miss your messages. I apologize if that happens. Let's keep going with our... Let's just slap in some really rough colors, swatches, whatever. I'm just going to pop a layer in above this and just do everything, I think. Tonil, how's it going? Good to see you. I already said hello to you, Tonil, didn't I? Coburn, though. I haven't said hello to Coburn. Yes, Ohms Dev, I do have a Canvas 13. You've got the same one? Awesome. How do you like it? I'm still, like, learning to use it. I haven't even... It's got all these buttons down the side I haven't learnt to use yet. Like, all down the left edge, it's like, I don't know what they do. Thank you for another follow. I appreciate it. Like I said, just going to try and slap some colors in, so... I don't know. Let's just try. I'm trying to be quick and rough and like trying to not care too much, because like part of the problem sometimes with like productivity is just caring too much about like things that you're going to redo anyway. That'll do. Let's go. Probably want to go like here. Maybe I'll push this more into that color space, and then get the top of the surface done. Ugh, that's really bad line. Doesn't matter. Can I do that? I can do that. That'll do. It doesn't need to be, like I said, we're trying to go for rough. I want a nice, rich, maybe like a, maybe I actually do want to go more into the grayer tone for this. It still feels saturated, so I don't know. There, that's good. We'll go with that. Get this bookshelf in. It's always the first one always takes the first screen. Trying to like lock in the art style that I want to go for this is going to take the longest, and then it should start to get there. After that, I feel like that's what it was like with Day of the Sandwich. When I did Day of the Sandwich, it was like, oh man, I've never done this style before. It's tricky to learn a new style. And I was trying to do the game in 2 weeks. So I was trying to do it as quickly as I could. And so it just took a while to get like comfortable with the style, but I just kind of ignored it and kept pushing. So this is another situation where like the tone, I'm sort of like used to pushing myself to like desaturate when I go into shadow. I'm trying to learn not to do that, so I'm just going to push for a darker color here and just fill the whole front part of the bookshelf with that darker but still saturated color. That'll do. And then I'm going to go through and highlight front of the shelves like that, which will hopefully bring in something. Yeah, that'll do. I don't want to spend too much time on it, like I said. Let's go put some colors on these books. I don't need to fully color them, but I just want to hint at the idea that yes, these are books that are colored. Actually, that's like too neon. Maybe that'll do. Again, I really don't want to put too much effort into like what's essentially going to be placeholder images, but well, I mean, this is not placeholder. This is we are moving this towards the final image style. Finally stabilize your internet issues. That's good. Slap $70 credit on a Telstra mobile broadband SIM, which gives me 300 gig. Nice. 300 gigabytes, allowing me to enjoy the stream resolutions better than 160p. Currently got in 480p since the 4G fluctuates. Wow. Okay. Awesome, Coburn. Glad you got things working though. I heard you had some issues. I saw you when you went live the other day. You were having some issues with service and like customers and all that kind of thing. That sucks, man. I hope that things improve for you. Let's see. We've already got a blue wall here, so maybe I should like... Maybe the tube I should go for like yellow tones? The hamster tube needs to stand out from the wall a bit. I don't know, maybe like a... somewhere around here? Let's see. I just... Yeah, okay, this is kind of going to work, I think. The crushed part is going to be hard to justify quickly, I think, but... There you go, the hamster tube's kind of coming in to play now. Oh yeah, that works, okay. I was a little bit worried that that wasn't going to work, but I feel like that does kind of work. It's a hamster tube, which obviously we want that to like look a bit more detailed at some point, but for now this is okay. Blending with the shadow in the background, but I'm going to change the color of... where do we want to be? Yeah, I think purple's a cool color. The maze part. Ooh, no, that's way too dark. Is this good? I feel like I need to zoom in. Let's do that. Yeah. I'm really trying to be like loose and sketchy with everything because I don't want to spend too much time when I'm just trying to get like block in the colors and the shapes just to make sure that we're on the right track. So if I do decide like, oh, I need to redo the hamster maze, I haven't spent too much time on it and don't feel too married to the way it looks, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. That's fine. So the top of the maze, I think I'm going to just go ahead and make that a very different color. Yeah, that's good. Excellent. Let's bring this color here in. Maybe something a bit lighter even. Do that for the front edge there. Some highlights in on the tube. I don't really know how to communicate this quickly. That the fact that this is supposed to be a transparent object, but I'll try doing some highlights on the bottom maybe. I'm going to have to look at reference for this, I think, for the hamster tube in the future. Man, I'm having so much fun doing adventure game stuff, though. It's a good change of pace from like the stuff I normally do when I'm doing dev. Normally I would be doing something in the like more action-oriented side of things. So if we just throw some shadow in here as well. And some text even. Text, I use the term loosely. Let's go with that and that. It's fun to draw pictures, though. Even if I don't use all of the images that I create, it's still fun to draw them. Alright. I think that's probably enough, like, blocking in for the foreground. Oh, I guess the pipes. We want to do the pipes. The pipes are calling. What color did I have before in the original sketch that I did? I think it was like a blue color. We've already got a blue background though, so I want it to stand out more. Maybe we'll go with green pipes. And I guess the outlines are already green, so that helps. For anybody who's just like joined in the last little while, like if you're curious about what's going on, I am working on a game that's inspired by the style visually, and I guess a little bit in the gameplay and puzzle design as well, of Day of the Tentacle, which is a point-and-click game from the 90s. And I'm not really reading the chat. I apologize for that. I will read the chat periodically, but right now I'm just trying to get some stuff down. And yeah, I'm doing that because I feel like really inspired by Day of the Tentacle when I think about point-and-click adventure games that I like. When I sat down and said, hey, I want to do a point-and-click adventure game at the start of this year, I was like, you know what? Day of the Tentacle is really inspirational to me, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Which was a good decision. I made a little game. It came out pretty well. I did it quickly, really quick turnaround. My goal there was just to get it finished as soon as possible and invest as much effort as I could in that time. So I kind of did push myself, but it worked out well in the end. And I feel very motivated to continue doing stuff in that series, that's why I'm doing this, basically. See, I'd like to do some more details in these pipes, but again, this is just like incremental pushing it toward the final piece. Nothing has to be perfect yet, at least. I did say I wanted to delete that that box right there. This box, I want to get rid of it. So I have to pick the right layer that it's on, which is kind of annoying. Because I don't know... Oh, there it is. I found it. I don't know a good way of, like, detecting what layer something is on with this tool. With Krita. I'm still learning Krita as well. Alright, delete. There we go. It's gone. Great. So I'm just going to do a Control-A, Control-Shift-C. And I'm going to go and bring up GIMP. I'll read the chat for a second. Taking breaks for Theodol. I do take breaks, yeah. To be honest, I just use my keyboard for shortcuts. It's too easy to forget what the top 3 and bottom 3 buttons do. Yeah, I think they're remappable or something too, so maybe I should like look into that. Because like I think because I do have to reach over to my keyboard, and it's kind of like the way my desk is laid out. It's not the most accessible. So like having common buttons on here would be super handy. I only forget what they do mostly because I have to go into Hue and Client to assign the buttons. Excuse me. Don't know why I've got the hiccups all of a sudden. That makes sense. You could probably repurpose the buttons for your stream in OBS, to be honest. Oh, right. Yeah, I could probably do that. I already have a stream deck for that, but you make a good point. Probably can do something like that. Work that week was crazy. That sucks, Coburn. That sucks, man. Taking breaks at tea at all. I don't know. Maybe I'll take a tea break soon. Internet issues. They are really annoying. I used to have the worst issues. Like, people who were around in the first year of my streams would remember that it was pretty rough. I had a lot of bad internet issues back then. It was very annoying. Your IT stuff's mostly 99% internet based. Yeah, that would make it so much worse to maintain your business then. Green, like corroded. Sounds good. Oh, good. Please also check out Mike's game, Day of the Sandwich. Pretty good throwback and pretty fun. Thank you, yeah. So that's the first game in this series. This is a series that I'm working on, basically. I'm introducing one character at a time. I wasn't planning to do that when I started Day of the Sandwich, but I had so much fun doing it. I thought, yes, I would like to make a full game. Thank you, Pi, for posting the links to the game, too. You like Krita, but I will admit I'm really liking Adobe Fresco. I've never used Fresco before. I actually don't know what it does. Maybe I should check it out. I like Krita because it's free and open source, and I do like to try and use free and open source tools when I can. Because A, it saves me money, but also B, like, you know, I can throw support in that direction when I feel like it's great, like Krita. What was I going to say? I was on I had two trains of thoughts, and I've just collided them, and now I've forgotten what I was talking about. All right, Day of the Sandwich. So yeah, I set out to make Day of the Sandwich. I really liked doing it. I really fell in love with the character design that I did, and it's basically just I took a bunch of inspiration from LucasArts adventure games. Basically, I was like, I like Day of the Tentacle, so I tried to mash all of the Day of the Tentacle characters into that design. And I like Full Throttle. I also like the Dig, but I didn't think like the Dig characters really fit the style. So I looked at I did look at Full Throttle though, and I was like, yeah, I think I can make that work. So I took Maureen's overalls, I took Ben's like leather jacket and his like pocket things that are hanging off his belt and stuff, like the knee pads. I took all that stuff and sort of like mushed it into like one character for Delphine, and she looks great. I really like her. I could like definitely work on smoothing out the animations if I was to spend more time on it, and maybe add a few more animations too would be good. But like it worked out really, really nicely. I really liked the way Delphine worked out. And Delphine happens to be named after Delphine Software, another adventure game producer. They made games such as... Oh, it's not coming to mind. Why is the game not coming to mind? It's got the guy with the tennis shoes on the cover. He's standing on like a girder or something like that. It's about time wars, time something. I forget what it's called. Time something. I'll see if I can spot the... Future Wars. It's called Future Wars. That's what the game's called. Anyway, yeah, good stuff. Anyway, enough distractions. Let's continue our process. So, like, the process that I'm aiming to follow when I go from the high resolution artwork, I'm trying to go through a process that simulates the idea of like scanning and digitizing the image down to 256 colors, or to fit into a palette of 256 colors. So ultimately, what I'll probably do is create a mosaic, so to speak, a texture atlas, more accurately, of all of the backgrounds in the game. There's only going to be a handful of backgrounds in such a small game. Then I'll do the 256 color palette, and then I'll do the scaling down. I feel like, or maybe I'll do it the other way around. I'm not sure which way I'll go with it, but that should introduce like the noise effect that you see in digitized artwork from the 90s as backgrounds, like you do in Day of the Tentacle, Sam & Max, The Dig, all of those games. They all have the same sort of artifacts where it's and they only went in and did pixel art cleanups for like the foreground elements and some of the background elements that the character might interact with or they wanted to animate. So like yeah, you'll see like noise effects in the backgrounds in those games a lot. So I'm just trying to like figure out a way to emulate that style. I'm still working on that. I didn't really bother with it on Day of the Sandwich, but I want to bother with it on this because it was something I planned to do on Day of the Sandwich, and just because of time constraints I decided not to bother. So first thing I guess I'm going to do is I'll do the colors now, and then I'll do the resize, and we'll see how that looks, and then I'll do it the other way around. In fact, I'll just make it right now. I'll just paste it again, just so we have two to work on. We'll try two different techniques and see which one like feels like a bit more like that style. Again, I haven't done like any real effort on shading or anything, so we don't have enough colors in there, but that's fine. I'll just go ahead and change it to indexed colors, and I'll say 64 because there isn't that many colors in this image, and so I'll say 64 just to like help with the compression of color space there a little bit. I'm gonna say no dithering. Okay, so that's done. Now if we scroll in and look at the edges, there's a little bit like of sharper edges on like these color blending and stuff like that. So it's still fine though. Like, this is totally fine to look at. 64 colors is plenty for this image. So maybe I need to give it less even to work with. Then I'm going to do a scale, image, transform. No, wait, image, scale image, and we want it to be 200 pixels high. At the moment it's 2400 high, so that compressing it down, it'll hide all of our crimes in terms of like the visuals. All the crimes will be hidden. But it'll also like, yeah, so now you can see a little bit of that noise now where it's like picking some different colors from different spaces to like fill the gaps, which is good. Like that. Yeah, this is alright. This is not too bad. There's a lot of grungy, dirty looking stuff, which is cool. I like that. So that is change color space, then scale. I'll try scale and then color space, and we'll see what it looks like. Scale image. 200. Scale. So that looks fine. It's not like, you know, it looks exactly like it did when it was big, but smaller. And then we go and change the image mode to indexed 64. Okay, like comparing this to this, let's see. Try and get, that's 400. That's 400. Okay. Okay. So you can see there is a difference. Scale second, so color first then scale, or scale then color. I think scale then color that just looks nicer. I think it does a bit better of a job. Scale then color. So I think when I do go through this path, I'm going to do the scale then color path, because it is a bit nicer to look at, and I don't want it to look ugly. I just want it to have that effect, like something that looks kind of like it could have gone through that process. And obviously when we've got more colors in the images and stuff like that, that'll work. And then when we have all of the images like in one place, that'll help too. All right, so if we go with the second one, this one, I'm going to change the mode back to RGB and then export it as bitmap. I've learned that you have to do that with AGS. AGS doesn't like it when you give it a index color image, because it thinks that certain indexes should be have certain properties, which I don't want them to have. Export. I'm going to go to E drive, users mic, documents, Ampster, room assets, Vault. And this is going to be Vault 5, apparently. Man, it's going to look so good. Well, it's going to be interesting anyway. I'm looking forward to seeing it in the engine, see what it looks like, see what it feels like to walk around in. That kind of stuff. Sure. All right. Let's go ahead and bring this back up and go into rooms, go into Vault room, edit, change the background, room assets, Vault 5. Bam. Okay, that's cool. Obviously, we want to do like something to bring this foreground layer out and make it walk behind, but that's fine. Microwaved hamster plushie. When we can order hamster merch, probably never. Maybe, I don't know. I won't say. I guess I should never say never, but I don't have any immediate plans for anything like that. I like free stuff too, but I get the Adobe Creative Suite through my college. Ah, that helps. Yeah, that really does help if you can get it through your college. Yeah, that really helps. I don't have access to that because I'm no longer studying. I haven't studied food over a decade. A long time. I'm old. Fresco is good because the live brushes that make your pen feel like an oil brush or watercolor brush with live effect. So I haven't tried that out, but I know that the brushes in Krita are really, really good like that. Like you can actually like blend colors with your brush and stuff like that. Like you can lay down a layer of red or something, and then you take some blue in and you stroke over it, and you can kind of get purples and stuff like that to come out of it. And like you can get like depending on the brush that you're using, you can get like strokes of blue streaked into merging with the red, and like seeing the purple like in streaks of color. So you can like get some pretty good effects. You can do some like traditional art techniques a little bit. It's not like using a real brush, but it's got some close effects to it. It's pretty cool. I like that too. So Fresco sounds like it does some similar stuff to that. It might be better though. It's probably better. Adobe's obviously an industry giant, so yeah, you can blend pretty okay in Krita. Clip Studio Paint has some good stuff also. Oh, I haven't used Clip Studio before either. I've been out of the game a little bit with like art production on computers and stuff like that for a while, because my career has like led me down a very different path over the last few decades. I had to move away from doing creative work to make money. And then I just kept on pushing down that career path to, you know, pay for my house and things like that. Anyway, let's see how this feels to walk Delphine around in. Pretty good, honestly. I'm starting to like, it's starting to take shape. It's starting to look like, it's obviously not there yet, but it's starting to look a little bit more like, hey, this could be a place that you could exist in. And bringing in like, I am looking forward to doing the character for this game, because this we've got Delphine from the first game. This game's going to have Lucas, a different character, and then the third game is going to have a third character, as yet undetermined. And the third character, once they finish, at the end of each game, they'll like converge on the same point. So after that, it's like that's when the real game, I use you know the term loosely, but the real game will start from there, that point. So we'll end up having like all three of the characters in a game together, and they will explore a world and like solve puzzles and help each other and be split up and all those things. Like very heavily Day of the Tentacle inspired, undeniably. But yeah, there'll be other references in there as usual. The first game we had references to a ton of point-and-click adventure games, and I'll keep digging at that throughout the games as well as we go. You like how the room's starting to shape up? Me too, me too. It's starting to feel like what I envisioned initially, so I like that. Yeah, this is going to be cool. So I can't wait. Like, I kind of almost want to leave that room as it is and then start working on this room and the other room as well. I mean, we could do a little bit of gameplay. There's no reason to. We could do a little bit of gameplay stuff. Picking up all these cool things. We use a screwdriver on the microwave. There you go. We got the detector coils. We can put them in the plans. With the coil. Oh wait, not the cordless drill. The broom can be in the handle. We need to get the sensor yet, but we don't know what sensor unit to pick up. I forget, did I move? I don't think I moved it yet. So I just, the bookshelf used to be there. We need a SN76 what? 76489? I want to say. Which sensor? The SN76489 module, please. So that's the correct module. Good. Go and plonk that in the plans too. Build it. Now we have the metal detector built. We need to put the battery in. We can't put the battery in until we break the drill. We use that on the jar of cookies. The super hardened cookie jar. There's references to Zach McCracken, by the way. Zach McCracken has super hardened loaf of bread. In this game, we have super hardened cookies that you can't break. Even the drill breaks when you try and use the drill on it to break them down. So you need to use a combination of drill and paint thinner to break down the cookies so you can get the key from the bottom of the jar. Now that we have a battery, though, we can put that on the metal detector. We have a functional metal detector now. So we go into this room, and we can find the key for the other room. Use the metal detector. We have to set the frequency. Its default frequency is actually the frequency for brass. Because we don't have a metal detector drawing, I just changed the tint of the main character to purple-ish. And using the metal detector, we find the key. Now we have the key to get into the biolab. Alright, you got to exit metal detector mode. It'll be easy to know that you're in detector mode because the sprite will be very different. The guy will be holding a metal detector. And so the room door is here. We changed the layout of the room a fair bit, but I didn't move all the hotspots around, so stuff doesn't really line up at the moment. We use the key on the door. And then we need to metal detect in here as well to get the battery. But this is my favorite part. For the super... No, wait. Where's the battery plans? Oh, I haven't opened the book yet. When we open the book, we'll find... Oh, wait, what's this? Looks like a useful blueprint was tucked inside the book. I'll keep it for later. So when you open the book, you can go, like, look at the technical diagrams or the frequency lists and stuff. So brass is like 100, 120, 10. And the signals actually for like detecting the wires in the wall, they're programmed, but I haven't actually listed them yet. But like in this room, if we go look at the plans, we need zinc, and we need copper, and we need a wire spool. So the wire spool's here, we should be able to grab that, but we can't. It's out of reach. The shelf is too tall. We can try and push this into it, but it doesn't work. It's not heavy enough. So the character will say, like when we go through and do the dialogue pass, the character will say something about it not being heavy enough. Whoopee cushion jerry-rigged to it? Wait, what? Let me back up in the chat. I just saw that message. I like how the room is starting to shape up. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. Metal detector needs to make fart sounds. Yeah, right. God damn it, cat! Stop wanting attention when I'm trying to concentrate, and you are a constant meow 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 mode. Sorry, Duke1102. I hope your cat settles down. Yeah, whoopee cushion's a good idea. Maybe we could make it have fart sounds. Maybe if I make the sensor module like, or the detector coils, if there's like different options for it, and they make different sounds or something. I don't know. Lemon battery blueprint. Yeah, so we need to find the zinc and the copper. We can't get the wire, but we can at least use the metal detector right now and use the frequency. So we need to look in the manual. So copper is 120, 140, 25. Let's close that. 120, 140, 25. So we can set the frequency. 120, 140, 25. Alright, we're standing right next to one. Alright, we found one. Oh, we're right next to one again. Okay, we found it. Last one. We need to find 3 of each. Which I think the character will say, or so there will be a hint for that. Must be down in the corner over here. Okay, we got it. So that's 3 pieces of copper, and now we need the zinc. Zinc is 140, 120, 15. Alright, we gotta stop detector mode and then restart detector mode. So 140, 120, and 15. Oh, it's right here. There we go, found it. The beeping, I'm gonna have to work on the beeping. It's like, can get a little bit annoying. There we go, found it. You just kind of have to walk over it, so... If you know roughly where it is, you can kind of just walk back and forward until you find it. Alright, so now we have all the zinc and all of the copper. We need to find the spool, but we know where the spool is, but we can't knock it down. We try, and the lamp's just not heavy enough to knock down the spool. So we need to make something heavy enough. So the cats are no longer hiding in the ground. The cats were just there to signify for me visually while I was debugging. We no longer have the cats. Hey Jen, good to see you. Perhaps some cool clicking noises like Dune 2 movie instead of beeping. I will have to like watch the Dune 2 movie too. I haven't seen it yet. So a clicking sound, huh? Yeah, clicking might work. I just did a sine wave in Audacity. I just generated a sine wave in Audacity to use for the beeping. So yeah, maybe I can change it to something else. But I don't want it to, whatever it is, I don't want it to be annoying. I think a click, the way that this works, click might actually be worse. Actually, I don't know. We'll see. I have to listen to what it sounds like in the movie. So yeah, one of the things about the pipe is that you notice that there's a puddle of water on the ground here, right? And we do have a bucket. We can try and put it under the pipe, but there's no reason because the pipe's not leaking right now. So if we go into this other room though, which I gotta find the door, it's not visually where that door is. Whoops. There you go. There's a valve here with a pipe clearly going through the wall. So if we turn that valve on, and we look at the pipe, it should say it's leaking. So yeah, now we can use the bucket to try and catch the water. I put the bucket under the leak. So you try and take it, try and look at it. Okay, so I haven't implemented any dialogue for that yet. Pipe is leaking, can't reach it. So it's not leaking fast enough, the bucket's not getting filled up. If we get this rope, which won't be hanging off the front of the door, I don't think. Maybe it will. I don't know. It's kind of a cool idea. I don't want R. Oh, is it? You don't want spoilers? Is that what you're saying? Rope on pipe. Ha! that actually looks like it's connected, so that's good. That's great. So now that we lassoed the pipe with the rope, we can pull on the rope. And it makes the water leak faster, and it looks like the bucket's filling up. Now it's full. So pick up that bucket of water. We have a full bucket. The character will say how it's heavy, and hopefully that reminds the player that they needed something heavy to get the lamp. To get the wire spool. So then we throw the lamp bucket combo, and we push the bucket, and it knocks the wire spool down. We can finally get it. And we can finally... Now we have all of the components required to build our super battery. We can put the zinc in. We can put the copper in. We can put the wire spool in. And we can build it. Now we have the completed plans ready to build. We just need to find the lemons. No, Hoagie. I don't wanna. Yeah, I don't wanna. I know. Yeah. Sorry, I get it now. Sorry, I did not catch that. So yeah, then we've got our box of lemons. We use the lemon components on it, and now we have a lemon battery, which powers on the computer that's not drawn. I don't know where the computer is. Visually, it's not matching up. Like, trust me, there's a computer here somewhere. Maybe this is it. To unlock the door, I need to connect the computer to a data line. All the wires are in the wall. I'll need a way to detect the right part of the wall to cut open. Oh, right. Yeah, this is like, it's not fully implemented. So you shouldn't be able to see this screen until you've figured out how to connect the thing to the wall. So we need to use the metal detector on the wall, but we need the right frequencies as well. Now, if I remember correctly, the frequency is 10,320. And like, I forget what the phase is. We'll have to look at the code. I don't remember the frequency. I think that's in metal detector state. I think our list of frequencies is in here somewhere. $100, $120, $10, $120, $140, $25, $140, $120, $15. What about the other frequency? So maybe it's not there. Maybe it's in maybe it's in here. I don't know. We'll find it. Maybe it's in wall? Maybe it's in the code in wall? I don't remember what this is. Depending on which frequency you select, get current frequency for wall. Yeah. So result 1, 2, 3. So this is the target panel. 10, 3, 20, 40. There you go. 10, 3, 20, 40. Hey, surprise bees. Good to see you. So then we can scan through the wall. And pinpoint this right spot, obviously. And then puts the X on the wall. Then we need to figure out a way to cut the hole in the wall open. I can't just punch through the wall. I have our super hardened cookie shard, but it's not sharp enough, so we need to go into the other room and use the sharpening tool. Which isn't drawn, because I haven't, done a final layout for this room yet. So now we have a sharpened cookie. And we can cut the hole in the wall. Okay. Lastly, we need the data cable, which happens to be inside the maze. This is where I train Pigo for cognitive advancements. Okay, so we need to get Pigo out of the hamster tube. I need to rescue Pigo. They're stuck in the hamster tube. So we need to go get the key for the hamster tube, which just happens to be in this jar. That's the key to the hamster hatch in the bottom of the jar. The cookies are in smaller chunks, but I still don't think I can get the key. So we need to break them down even further. Hotspot text is black on black. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, we'll work on that. It's not a concern right now. But yeah, you're right. I'll do an outlined text. I'll do an outlined text. It'll help. Right, paint thinner. We just got the paint thinner. That helps us break down the cookies. Then we can get the key. We now have the key to the hatch. We can use that on the hatch if I can I don't think I was like clicking on the right spot there. Hamster tunnel. Okay, we've got Pico. Pico in the maze, wherever the maze hotspot is. So this is going to be a mini game. It's not finished yet, but we'll have like a. It's not going to be randomly generated. We'll just have a maze. I just done the code for the maze segments. Like how there, that's all ready to roll. I just need to actually implement the maze. And there's special rules, so you kind of have to program the hamster by using different foods. So the order in which you give the hamster food, it's the actions it will take. But there will also be hazards in the maze that you have to be aware of. So like if the hamster sees certain items in the maze, it will run towards those things regardless of what instruction it's being given. So you need to account for that in your programming. And the destination will be to pick up the cable, the data cable. But the data cable will be one of a few items, so there will actually be other items that you might like want to collect just for fun, like as a different challenge sort of thing. But essentially, like, we should have the data cable now, because that's not implemented, so we kind of just fake it. And the book that we picked up at the start from the bookshelf, that's going to be one of these books on the ground. Instead. So it'll be a little bit harder to find. Originally when I had a bookshelf against the wall, it's like it's the first thing you click on when you start the game up, so it's not like that obvious. I mean, it's not that well hidden, I guess, so hiding it down here amongst the mess will be a little bit nicer. Now they have the data splicing cable, we can use that on the wire and patch into the thing, and now that's connected to the computer, and we use the computer wherever the computer is. It's like visually not there, so I don't know where to click. Also don't have a hotspot for it. Might be that. So now this comes into play. This is just a basic puzzle. I'm making it harder than it needs to be. It's actually really, really easy to solve this puzzle the way it was originally configured. There we go. I'm back. We're back to the way it was originally configured, I think. So that, and then you go, we've solved the puzzle. And that's it. That's how you get the vault door open, and you can leave. But obviously that's not implemented yet either, so... But that's everything. Like, that's the whole game, basically. I think we did every single action except for the maze is fully implemented. And I want the maze to be fun. I don't want it to be frustrating. So yeah, that's a thing to keep in mind as well. Now he also has the zombies. Oh, the zoomies. The hamster. Yeah, the hamster has the zoomies. If anyone wants to hear a bunch of meows from my cat annoying me, here's a recording I just did. Edited it a bit to make it way shorter. The original is like 4 minutes. He's still trying to get my attention, and that recording is still rather harmless in meows. That's so funny. I should have used your cat's meows for the cat in Day of the Sandwich. Then you could drug your own cat. Yeah, so obviously I'm gonna go through and like do a walk behind for all this black part. We won't have black text on black either. I'll figure that out. But yeah, I like the way this...
It would have been pretty cool to drug the cat.
Yeah, it would have been pretty cool to drug the cat. I'm liking the way this game's working out. I'm liking the way this screen is working out. It's starting to feel like... it's moving in the right direction, at least. I know I was pretty lazy today. I didn't really, like... I could have done a lot more visual work on this screen than I did today. I know that. That's true. You're not wrong if you're thinking that in your own brain. But I'm being lenient on myself since it's like the first day that I'm back streaming on Game Dev since ages ago. It's been a while. I just had a lot of stuff going on in my life that prevented me from getting this stuff done. But now that we've dipped our toes back in, I'm looking forward to getting back to it again. I was always looking forward to getting back to it, but now I'm just feeling even more so ready to get back into it. I do drug my cat with catnip and metatabi sticks. I don't know what metatabi sticks are. Every now and then, but it has the opposite effect and makes him even more hyper. I've heard that like some cats go hyper on it, and some cats just get really like chill on catnip. My cats never seemed to care about catnip, so I don't know if we had like bad catnip or not. Maybe it was just bad catnip. Maybe we need a better catnip. Yeah, I don't know. This is gonna look really nice. I'm looking forward to how this might look. I realize now, it took me a while. I realize now we've basically just gone for that Day of the Tentacle look. Wait, that's not wrong. Oh, I dragged it over to my other window. That's what happened. Yeah, we basically just like practically copied this two-tone effect, which I know we just looked at it, but I wasn't really thinking about it until after I'd done it. It's like we've gone for a mustard color instead of like this more orange, like tan color. And our blue color is like a slightly different tone, but it's very much like it's looking a lot like this. That's fine. I can change the colors. We can go through and do some color slides, some hue shifts. We can do some hue shifting and get some different colors. But the point is, like, we've got something that looks a lot cooler. We've got some lighting effects going on, helping motivate some of the shadows and other stuff that we've done. I think that's a good thing. Actinidea polygama, also known as silvervine, metatabi, and cat powder, is a species of kiwi fruit in the Actinidiaceae family. It grows in the mountainous areas of Korea, Japan, and China at elevations between 500 and 1,900 meters. Wow, that's crazy. Cat-safe pieces of wood that have similar effect, like catnip. My cat is crazy about them. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I had no idea that was a thing. That's cool. All right, I've had enough. I've had enough for today. I know I should do more. I know, like, you know, I probably should put more effort in today than I have, but you got to take your wins when you can. I just needed to get back into it, you know. I needed to get back into it because it's been a little while. And, like, you know, I'm okay with not hitting the schedule that I wanted to hit. I do still want to make sure that I'm, look, if we're still here and it's June and I'm still not finished this game, I'll be upset. I will be upset then. But, like, next month, we should have the game out. I think next month we'll have the game out. We'll go through April. If we get to the end of April and it's still not done, I'll go into crunch mode and just get it done. Because I want to knock out 2 more games this year. So, yeah. We have to be careful with our time. It'd be nice to go through and do like nicer outlining and maybe like work on different tones for the shadows, and there's a whole bunch of stuff I could do to like really work on this and like improve it a lot, but I don't want to overstep or overdo it at all. Yeah, I gotta look after myself, you know. I got too many things depending on me, so I can't really go all in. Yeah, basically the next phase of this is just going to go through and polish the stuff we've just done. And like start filling in some more details as well, like getting the posters in and stuff like that. So I don't know what we're going to have on the posters yet, but that's going to be something that we have to bear in mind. This is going to be the wall. This section here is going to be the wall screen. Like, that's what you'll see when you click on the wall to scan. So we're going to, like, basically take that and blow it up and then throw some detailed texturing into it, some noise texture, and, like, those posters are going to need to be more detailed to bring that effect in play. So that's something we have to just keep in mind, is all I'm saying. Like, me, need to keep in mind that stuff. It's going to be important. And, like, so whatever I draw on this poster, I can't just draw something silly on there and, like, think I don't have to do a detailed version of it, because I will have to do, like, one that's, like, filling most of a screen. Same with, like, the little postcards and stuff. Those will have to be detailed. What I might actually do for the postcard is, like, I don't know, maybe I'll do, like, a little image of, like, myself or something. I don't know, something like that, maybe. Yeah, I'm not going to spend too much more time on this today, though, because it's getting late. I got day job tomorrow, and I got a few more things to chase up early tomorrow morning, annoyingly. But all of the legal stuff that I had to worry about with, like, the deceased estate is all sorted out now. So that's something I don't have to worry about anymore, and I'm happy about that. Short TLDR on what happened. My nan died, and we have to do documents and stuff like that for estate transfers and stuff like that. It's pretty boring stuff. Oops.
It would have been pretty cool to drug the cat.
It would have been pretty cool to drug the cat. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it happened a little while ago now. And she was pretty old, and we knew she was ill. So. But yeah, it obviously does suck. But you know, I'm happy because I got to take the kids over to Tasmania. where she lives. We went to her house and we saw like the area. We actually saw the area where my parents like got married, and we got to see a lot of stuff. So the kids got to see a lot of stuff, and we got to see her for her 91st birthday, which is obviously a big deal. It was like we got decent closure on that before anything happened. So it was actually really I could be worse, right? Could be a lot worse. So yeah, we're just pleased that we that things worked out the way they did with the timeline for us. Yes, Pine. It's true. That's true. Pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to leave that like that or not, but it's just like I just want to fill in a little bit more of that sort of like shadow detail and stuff like that. Just put a little bit more in there. We'll still go through and do more, but sort of coming together now. Great. Cat, great to see you. Hello. Thank you, Sun Milk. Yeah, you have a good one as well. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like messing around a little bit more with it. I know I said I was going to stop and then I kept going. A little confusing, right? Thank you, Slayer King and Duke and Pi and everybody. Refraction. Always have it if you have some time to mentally prepare for it. It's always better to handle that sort of thing. Yeah, I found it very hard with my mom passing, even though she was sick for a long time and she was obviously degrading. It still felt sudden for me, even though I knew she was very ill and that it was terminal. That hit pretty hard. That hit really hard. I ended up I took like a lot of time off of my day job at that point in time. Just because I couldn't really focus. So yeah, that sucked. I don't know, maybe because it was my mom, it's a bit different, but I don't know. Hey Matt Glad, good to see you. How you going? I don't get to watch streams as often anymore, being in the office again and stuff. Cat, that's alright. I mean, office sucks, but hopefully you do get some work from home days, Cat. Hopefully that comes your way. mean, you could always, like, I'd say, like, in my opinion, no, that's not even the right thing. In my life, which is unique and my own, I would probably start to insist on working from home at least a very large percentage of the time. I'm in a situation at the moment where I can basically insist that I work from home all the time. But yeah, I know not everybody's fortunate enough to be in that position, but the reality is, like, it's obviously it's doable. Like, you know, the upside of, like, all of the lockdowns and all that stuff we had to go through was that people learned that they could work from home very effectively. And that's a good thing. Yeah. I love how a drawing like that slowly comes together. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it too, Atreides. I'm enjoying seeing things starting to come together. It feels nice. I remember my dad died back in '99, seeing him there, and you were so powerless, and then all the stuff afterwards, that's sometimes even worse. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was, yeah, I know what you mean. It's pretty horrible. Rough thing, and I still hope that still many years in the future for me until my parents are at that point in their life. Yeah. Yeah, I hope so for you too as well. It's not a good thing to go through, I think, at any age. I don't think age really matters when it comes to your parents and that kind of loss. It's pretty rough. All my days of work from home, I miss the human interaction at the office. You do? See, I didn't mind the human interaction at the office. I liked it. Honestly, it was pretty good. But I found like I get more done at home, and I still have human interaction, especially because I've gotten very used to communicating with people through Twitch, actually. So, like, I'll hang out on Twitch and talk. So, like, if I want to hang out with workmates, I can just, like, set up a call and have a chat and hang out. And that's, like, basically the same. The only thing we don't do that we used to do is, like, go for lunches occasionally. Like, you know, a Friday or something like that, we'd go out for a lunch and hang out for an hour or two, you know, chill at a cafe or whatever, but we don't do that anymore. So that's probably the only major difference for me. I was in your stream last night, but I was asleep before I got raided in. Oh man. Oh man. I hope you're getting good rest lately, MacLad. I hope that's going well for you. Always great to catch these Monday dev streams. Monday, Wednesday, Friday are my remote work days, so usually easy to hang out here on those days. That's awesome. I'm glad. I'll try and persist with Mondays. I think we should check out the document, actually. I think I'll save this. I'll save this work, and we'll go check out the document. I think this is going to look really nice when it's finally done. I'll actually be happy with it for a change, which is, like, good. I like being happy with the work that I do. I rarely am, but I like it when it happens. And I think I'm actually going to be happy with the way that room is working out. It's starting to look pretty nice. I feel like it's on the right track, at least. So I can maintain being on the right track, it'll be good. All right. Yeah, let's bring up the document. Actually, I don't need to leave AGS open. I guess I'll just close that too for now. Document time. We did continue the vault art. We didn't bother doing layouts. We didn't even really finish the vault art. I think we'll aim at finishing the vault art next time. I think what I was thinking about, but yeah, finish vault art. Do layout for biolab room and store room. Yeah, we'll leave all of that on day 14. Day 14 is not going to be that productive, probably, but hopefully we can at least do these two things. So there's the thing that I wanted to look at in the document, actually, is like right back at the start here. Goals for the channel. Make games. Get more experience with releasing games. We've done a couple of releases now. Well, we've done one release. We're about to do another one, so we're getting there. The tank game I'm also going to do a mini release for once I get a bit of time off of work to spend some time offline working on it. I got to do a little bit of polish before I let people play it. How goes the current game? It's going pretty well, actually, MacLad. I'm having fun with it. I had a bit of a hiatus by accident. I got a little bit sidetracked with like real life stuff, but I'm back at it now. I mean, this is real life stuff, but you know what I mean. Some personal stuff. Okay, yeah, keep a regular schedule. I'd said I want at least 4 streams a month. I think I'm doing better than 4 streams a month. What I want to say is at least 8 streams a month. I want to aim for 8. I want to do Saturday and Monday. That's what I want to do. But I'll probably also do Sunday and maybe Thursday ? So probably that's what I'll do. But like I should be able to at least hit Saturday and Monday most weeks. I should be able to hit those days. You know, assuming all the stuff isn't happening. Originally I was like, I want at least 2 streams a month. I updated to 4 streams a month, and now I'm saying, okay, let's try and do 8. Cat seems to have properly calmed down. That's great news. Very nice. Yeah. Life outside of OBS. Yeah, that's the one. Gotta add gas station to blow up to the game. Like in Innocent Until Court. Ooh, yeah. I haven't played that yet. It's on my shelf. I've got to play that game. Did I miss anything else in the chat? Sorry. Same here, like 95% from home these days. The only thing I miss about working in the office and with others is that it helps my productivity and kind of forces me to actually get stuff done instead of procrastinating and distracting myself all the time. Oh, okay. Yeah. So if you find yourself getting distracted at home, there's probably some strategies you can do to deal with that. I know you're not looking for advice, but I would suggest taking yourself out of your house and going to work. If you are having that problem, because I've gone through periods where it's been a bit like that for me. And the thing about like getting up, getting dressed for work and leaving the house, even if you like get in your car and drive around the block, or get on your bike and ride around the block, go for a walk around the block, coming home and thinking to yourself that you're going into the office. Just tell yourself that's what you're doing. Going into the office, and you need to check your emails. First thing you have to do, right? Most people check their email first thing in the morning. Some people don't. But like, do that. And you'll find that your productivity goes up because you've communicated to your body and your mind that you're going to work. It helps. Like, really helps. I've had to do it myself a few times to get myself back on track. Like, if I find myself slipping and like, oh, I didn't get as much done in the last couple of weeks as I need to, I just tell myself, look, I've got to go to work. I've got to go to the office, and just to get that mental switch on. That does help. And don't be afraid. The other thing is, don't be afraid of taking a break and doing something at your home, but then going back to the desk and getting back to work. Like, that can also help, is just taking a break. Because you do that at the office, because you go and socialize with somebody, or you go and like get a cup of coffee from the kitchen or whatever, and you hang out there for a bit, and then you go back to your desk. That's real life stuff that you really do at the office anyway. So like, you can forgive yourself for going and doing something like that at home. Right now we don't really have proper workplace in the office. Oh, that's interesting. We don't even have an office anymore. Like, we closed our office down years ago now. Our office was in the arcade in Melbourne, which no longer, I think it technically still kind of exists. It doesn't exist in the format that it used to exist. Yeah. So I don't know if they like have a venue that they actually exist at right now. Maybe it's on the contact. Oh wait, that is the contact section. Okay, yeah. This is one of those like single page websites, kind of not very useful. Yeah. I was hoping to show you some photos of what the office was like. I guess they don't really have... Yeah. There's not going to be news in here. It's the IGEA. Anyway, it was a nice place. It was a nice office. Lots of game dev studios there, small and large. Well, medium maybe is more accurate. Yeah. But that was our last office, and then we shut that down because we didn't need it. We were all working from home anyway. Usually the only work email I get involves in morning is junk mail. Yeah, if that's like, obviously it's about routine is what I'm getting at. It's about routine. So if like you go like check your Slack messages or like go to your Trello board or your Jira thing, like triage your Jira issues that have been submitted over the last day or whatever. Like, you know, you do your thing, you get set up, and then you do your work. Like, it depends on like what industry you're in, of course, as well, right? It's good to see you, surprise bees. My solution to procrastination for myself and others is to set follow-up meeting now, estimating time tasks will take. Not only once the work is done, gives you a self-set deadline. Yeah, that helps. Deadlines can be very helpful, but as long as people on both sides of that deadline know that sometimes things don't go according to plan, and you can like work together on that, like that's something that can be very effective. As long as like that agreement is in place, that people understand, like, because the reality is like you'll ask somebody to go do something and they don't get it done because they had to help somebody out, or they got distracted, they forgot, like there's like because they had too many other tasks on their plate. All those kind of things happen. Like, yeah, I don't know. Close down your offices. 3 offices. Wow, you had 3 offices, Duke. That's a pretty big organization, I guess. Not too long ago, because the contract for the lease was running out, and the landlord wanted very unreasonable rent for renewing it. Yeah, because there's nobody... Yeah, people want to recoup their losses, right? Oh, man. So we have gotten a new office location for most of the people from there. Just didn't really factor in us 2 IT people. So now we have... like a storage room in our main office location, but there's a loud server in there and it's small. That sucks. That really sucks. Like, I would, yeah, if that was my office, I wouldn't go there. I would be like, no, I'm not going to go in. I'll go in, like, you know, if something needs to be done physically. Anyway, I guess I am done for the night. I'm just waffling on. Let's just double check where we're up to with this. You know what? I kind of want to just take a quick look. We haven't looked at this for a while. Flappy Bird clone, yeah. Wait, B&U, Floppy Bird can't fly and just flops around on the ground. That's a great idea for a silly little game. I like it. Tetris clone, Shmup. I don't think it would be trying to tackle a Shmup anytime soon. Maybe we will, I don't know. Match 3 clone, Pipe Mania, a Raycast engine. Yeah, that'd be fun. That would be fun to play with. Although, like, doing a full game, I don't know about that. Maybe. I'm not sure. Space Sim, Realistic Physics. Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe. Could be fun. Side-scrolling platformer, single-screen platformer. I like the idea of a single-screen platformer. Dungeon Crawlers is a great idea. I wouldn't mind playing around with Dungeon Crawler. RPG of some kind. Maybe a mini RPG would be cool. Like Desktop Dungeons. It's like a very small, like, scope RPG. Super Her 2, that's a great idea. Adventures of Fracker Man. Some of these are ideas of people from chat, just throwing them out. Vampire Survivors could be interesting. Automation type game, manufacturing type stuff, Big Pharma. Yeah. Like Zachtronics like game here as well. Non-Euclidean 3D platforming game. I'm not sure what that would entail, honestly. An arena shooter could be fun. Battle Royale type would be fun, maybe. Depends on how it's done. Real-time Battle Royale Scorched Earth. Oh, yeah, that's the one that I started doing. I actually started doing this one. We ended up not completing that. That will happen probably next year at this point. Resume Balding's Quest. If you don't know what Balding's Quest... There's There was like a little community project on TIG Source that kind of like just faded into the background and didn't get finished. I worked on it a little bit, helped out with a little bit. I don't know what really happened. I wouldn't mind reaching out to the people who were involved initially and just see like where it's at. Maybe I could like take it on. Hard load military cell. This was like a big joke that we were talking about. I loved talking about it. It's very funny. Probably won't actually do this, but it's very funny. I forgot about that. Games I'd like to work on soon. Timegate, Alone in the Dark, like a mini adventure. I would really, really like to do something like this.
Save.
Yeah, hold on, save. Three offices where all the same address at same address. I see.
Dave.
Who's this? Who's making the sounds? Oh, it's DeSniper. Hello, DeSniper. Whole office is there. Oh, right. Okay. COVID happened. Lots of people went into home office and still stick to that. Yeah. Yeah. Lots of space that you didn't need in the end. Makes sense. You had 7 offices in total at the complex. Wow, that's a lot. 2 are more like workshops, big electronics workshop for trainees. Oh, okay. Interesting. That's pretty interesting, Duke. I wanted to make you question yourself as to whether or not it was me. Yeah, I always have to check. But this one's something I'm really interested in trying to do, actually. So, like, Jak in the Dark is like this tiny little Alone in the Dark-like game. It basically has 2 rooms. It has, like, I don't know, like, maybe 10 perspectives or so in it. And it has, like, intro scene and outro scene. So, like, you know, it's got a fair bit going on, but it's like a cool little thing, cool little game. I'd love to make something like that. Yeah, I'd like to make something that fits in like more of the style of Timegate / Alone in the Dark 1. I think that would be really fun to do, but I don't know. It's like seems like a big undertaking as well, so I'm not sure. Legend of Crandia Book 1 style. I would really love to do something like that. That Westwood Golden Era pixel art, it's just really beautiful to look at. I'd like to spend some time doing something like that. Like right now I'm working on like drawing it a high res, scaling it down and trying to make it look like it's a scanned traditional art asset that's been turned into a background. Whereas in Legend of Crandia, they do pixel art. Like they do it basically from scratch. They use some 3D generation, I think, like some 3D stuff for their baseline artwork sometimes, but like for the most part it's like, you know, they use like Deluxe Animator or something, Deluxe Paint, and do illustrations in that digitally first, not going for like they probably do concept art and maybe they scan that in and draw over the top of it, but yeah, it's definitely more like traditional style pixel art that you would expect, like you know, modern artists who do pixel art think that way, is what I'm saying. New Alone in the Dark game is game of the year so far for me. Yeah, I've been really enjoying it. I played it a bit last night and had a great time with it. I'm looking forward to playing more on Wednesday. Day of the Sandwich adjacent, same world style, new character, we're actually working on this right now. Different types of problems to solve and connect with Day of the Sandwich at the end. Yep, that's happening. And then we're going to do a third adventure mini. Yeah, we will be doing a third one. And then we're going to do a full... Oh, look, it's all here. We're going to do a full adventure in Day of the Sandwich universe. It's not going to be called Day of the Sandwich universe anymore. It's going to be called something else. I can't remember. I think I did come up with a name, but I've forgotten it. I'll have to come up with a name again. Maybe the crew are paranormal investigators or something. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm still not really sure. I think I'm going to go more on the alien, leaning toward the alien or interdimensional travelers idea rather than ghosts or other paranormal phenomena. Cinematic platformer, ideally the Princess Bride, but probably can't get a license to something like that, or horror themed medieval Cthulhu something. Yeah, this is a great idea. I really want to work on this too. Hopefully I can get one of these other ideas done this year, like the Legend of Crandia or Timegate or the platformer, cinematic platformer. One of those would be good. Joking, by the way, most people are saying it's mediocre, but hey, cool, you're liking it. Oh, okay. I mean, I didn't read the sarcasm in the text, unfortunately. I didn't catch it. I liked it. I had fun with it yesterday. I'm going to keep playing it. I'm not going to like bitch and moan about it. I have bitch and moaned about it in certain regards, but overall, like, I'm kind of enjoying it. I like David Harbour. I think he's fantastic. I'm really happy that he's in this video game. You know, I'm enjoying it. All right, yeah, let's jump right back to the end of this document where we're up to. We're up to here. So yeah, it looks like day 14, we're going to finish that Volta. I'm going to try and finish it up to a point where it still could use some polish, but I'm going to like cut myself off from polishing further and move on to other stuff, and we'll come back to it and we'll try and, yeah, I'm going to give myself more room to work this time around. Last time with Day of the Sandwich, I really pushed myself to just like cut, move on, and just like I shipped it with like stuff that I intended to be placeholder art. Like all of the inventory art in that game is like placeholder art. A lot of the stuff like on screen, like I drew the cat and the cat animations basically in one sitting, and it was supposed to be placeholder, but I was like, no, actually that's good enough for what I need. It's shipping. So I'm trying to avoid that a little bit with this, but at some point we will start to like drop the hammer and say like that's what has to ship, even if it's not perfect. But yeah, we're going to get a lot further along with this one. I'm allowing myself a lot more space to do what I want to do. License for Princess Bride could be interesting, but I'd imagine if you could get one, it would cost pretty penny. What I think I would have to do for that is I would have to say to them, here, I've made something. It doesn't have to be Princess Bride, but I'd like it to be. Can we work out a deal, like we go to Kickstarter or something, and like we set an agreed upon goal, and you get N% of like sales after that? Like maybe I could work out a deal. But I don't know if it would land. It probably wouldn't land, but it would be pretty interesting to try. The other option is just do it and release it for free with no donations, no commercialized anything, basically, and just do it as a loss leader is, I guess, what you would say in retail. So like a loss leader is something that you can let people have for less than it costs you to make, in order to bring in attention on other stuff that you're doing. So maybe that's something I could do, just to get like a bit of notoriety, basically. If I do a good enough job, that could be an interesting way to get the name out there, I guess, a bit more. Yeah, anyway, looks like we're good. So like going back through this list again, I did go back through it, and I still haven't acknowledged really music to the degree that needs to be acknowledged. Yeah, and I think my estimates were like really underestimating, just based on how long it's taken me to get started on this. I think it just took me a little while to get my mind in the right space for doing the art as well, and I had to take some time off. So I think the next couple of ones will take less time than this one has taken, just because it's like getting my head in the right space and like getting the feel for the shape and the colors and all that kind of stuff. But I'm starting to really feel it now, so that's good. I'm looking forward to working more on the art. Character design is going to take a little bit of time, but I'll try and start working on that offline this week.
Damn!
I mean, damn. Why not, Coburn? Why not? I like the little time I had to play, though I didn't like getting stuck on the flower box. Yeah, I got stuck on geometry as well. I had to, like, do some rolling around. Down on Dan Universe is also going to be copyrighted, though, so, you know. And it's also less well-known, so... maybe it could be worth a try, but I'd imagine licensor would rather want to see money right now instead of maybe getting a decent amount from the game sales. Yeah, exactly. It would be like they'd take part of the Kickstarter, right? That's the way it would have to work. Be like, okay, we set the goal at like $1 million, and they get to take $100,000 or whatever, right? Like, I'm just picking numbers out of the air, but like that's what you would have to do, I think, to get them to agree to a license, and then that way they're not committed unless the Kickstarter gets funded, in which case they definitely get their funding, and so they're happy and you're happy, and then they get like N% of sales after the Kickstarter is launched. Like after the Kickstarter is completed, any sales that are on Steam, they would take their kickback for like the license or whatever as well. You'd be able to work out, you could work out a deal. It's just whether or not the deal's viable. They might be like, no, we need $10 million if you're going to use the property. And then you're like, okay, I can't do it. I'm a solo indie developer with no money. It's not happening. Yeah. Yeah, asking doesn't cost anything. That's true. Like they either don't answer or they say no. Like best case scenario, they say yeah. I imagine licensor would also lay out some rules for you and influence parts of the game, not always to your liking, sort of like a publisher. Yeah, potentially. You could work those deals. You could work it out, though. As long as you know that that's a potential problem. Anyway, this is very hypothetical. I'm not going to be doing that. But I am going to say goodnight. Thank you very much for being here, everybody. I do appreciate it. It's been fun. It's been really fun. I still get a kick out of looking at this, actually. I still get a kick out of looking at this chart. How cool is this chart? It's the puzzle dependency graph. It's looking pretty nice. I am wondering, though, what does a puzzle dependency graph look like for a bigger game? I imagine, like, this Exit the Vault just links onto another box of similar size, and then you keep on going through more and more puzzles. I guess that's what it looks like. And so you'd end up having like a bunch of these boxes duplicated across the screen. Like maybe like 6 or 8 of them, depending on how many chapters you wanted. But this is like essentially like a small chapter of a game, I think, the way it is right now. Yeah, the big red question mark is something you have to deal with as well at some point. That's that represents the maze, which I haven't figured out how I want the maze to work just yet. But we'll work it out. Anyway, I'm getting distracted again. Thank you very much, everybody. I do appreciate it. I'm not going to raid anybody tonight. I'm just going to go to sleep, basically. Actually, I might go, like, chill in front of the TV for, like, half an hour. I got some time. I might relax for a change. Thank you very much, Surprise Bees. Thank you very much. Thank you, Timur, Killick, Duke, Pi. Tony, of course. Next Epic Game Dev stream. Yeah, hopefully I'll catch you there. Hopefully I'll catch you there, Tony. Thank you very much.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like
some sausage? Thanks to Sniper. Thanks, Slayer King. And thank you, everybody. Thanks to Trades and everyone else. I know I could name probably everybody. Coburn, MacLad, Surprise Bees. Who else was here? Amy Cat. I know there was more people. I'm sorry. Yeah, was here. Who else was here? James Nico with the raid earlier. Thank you for that. BNU, of course, was here. You piece of shit. Gregor was not here. I don't think Gregor was here. Ohms Dev as well was here. I remember Ohms Dev. Yeah, I just scrolled up in the chat and remember Ohms Dev was here now. Thank you again for being here. I really appreciate it. Eldritch is here. Man, there's so many cool people here today. I can't keep scrolling through the chat, but thank you, everybody. I do appreciate it. I'll be back again very soon. Not like tonight, but very soon. Maybe tomorrow night after I finish up on the GOG stream. I'm going to be playing The Last Door over on GOG. It's going to be fun. I started playing it on my channel. I'm going to keep off going on it. I'm going to continue playing it over on the GOG channel tomorrow night. And after that, I might just jump on here for like an hour or two and do some more drawing. Just a little bit more, catch up, try and make up for some lost time there. But yeah, I've had a good time tonight. Thank you very much for all the support today. I really do appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.
It would have been pretty cool to drug the cat.
Yeah!
Hi, guy.